Chapter 151 Meeting the Zombie Legion. The atmosphere here is too weird. Although I don't say it, it is somewhat shocking. Although Ji Kuyuan didn't say anything, he just felt a little strange in the current situation. Captain, shall we continue walking? Why do I feel that this is different from what I saw at the time? A few of them were talking here, and although the rest of them didn't answer directly, they had the same expressions, and they all thought it was incredible. Don't worry. Isn't it all said? We can deal with these problems slowly, and it's useless to worry now. Zhang Jie said 463 while looking at this. The rest of the people followed closely behind, but Xiao Wu didn't say much. Although the hostess followed along, she still felt that this thing was different from what they were looking at the time. Why do I feel that this place is more eerie than the previous place? Is it because they are closer to their lair, so it's like this? Facing what the heroine said, all the people nodded. After all, this has never happened before. In any case, it's better to be careful. This kind of situation has never happened before. It doesn't mean it won't happen in the future. Zhang Jie knows that everyone is more relaxed, but he doesn't have the time to talk nonsense here right now. Just when they came to a place, everyone realized that this place seemed to be different from the outside. Although it's not that scary, it looks outrageous. Why are there so many tombstones here? Have they passed away? Or is there something else going on here? Everyone was a little puzzled. After all, this was the first time they saw this. Don't tell me you're afraid of these things. Uchiha Madara didn't say anything. Seeing Ji Kuyuan like this, he still couldn't help teasing, and Ji Kuyuan shook his head. It's either that I'm afraid or it's strange. If I say it's all scary, that's more terrifying than these things. Didn't we meet Brooke as well? As a result, everyone looked at Brooke, and then looked around. I still feel that these things are a bit scary here, and Brooke doesn't seem to have anything to be afraid of. And Brooke didn't know what to answer seeing them like this. Probably because he behaved more kindly, so he was easier to get along with in everyone's mind. There was shaking, and the soil on the ground began to spread out from the ground. Others have the same expression as him, for fear of any other situation. It's still really unnecessary. Could it be that it just happened? Why is the soil next to these tombstones so loose? Can't you say something nice? Curiously, Uchiha Madara went up to look at the names of these people on the tombstone. What's this? Brooke walked forward slowly with his cane, eyes full of vigilance and caution. At the same time, the forest of tombstones they just walked through. While talking about this, while looking at each other, Ji Kuyuan curled his lips. They also found that it was a little different from the outside. Every time we talk about these nonsense, we are speechless. Didn't I see that the atmosphere on the scene was a bit awkward and depressing, and I wanted to say something to ease it up. Ji Kuyuan made alarmist remarks here again, and everyone couldn't help but roll their eyes at him. After someone heard this, he looked at him and said seriously, "But it's all messed up, and I can't see clearly at all. Do you think they will turn into zombies or something and crawl out of it?" Chapter 152 The Zombie Legion Sent Out. Ji Kuyuan accidentally stepped on a bone. The rest of the people also found the horror breakthrough here. No, when we left just now, there was no such tree here, and the whole area here grows about the same, so I don't think it will be mistaken. Originally, they thought that even if these things were placed in front of them, they would not feel afraid. But what they didn't expect was that this was really a bit outrageous. And this is two different things from what I thought at the beginning. I thought you were calculating something else. He looked while talking, ready to launch the next attack at any time. Everyone also discovered that their current problems should be caused by these things. Who's coming out? Ji Kuyuan asked boldly, but it was as if he hadn't heard these things at all. It's still the same as before, active. These things are probably not afraid of Ji Guo Yi, not only moving freely, but also starting to shake in other aspects. Immediately afterwards, a hand was stretched out from the ground, and everyone was terrified. Because this hand is not a skeleton, but has skin, and even after the hand was stretched out, other people slowly crawled out from the ground. What's all this? All the people gathered together, and Xiao Wu stood at the front without speaking. Let me take a look. Zhang Jie stood in the middle of them. Although he didn't jump out, he took a look. This area seemed to be full of this kind of tombstones. Are they natives here? According to this situation, even people like Brooke have seen it. It's not unusual for these things to climb up from the ground. No, I didn't meet them when I came here, and there weren't so many tombstones when I came, and they didn't climb up from the ground. Brooke was taken aback by the situation, to get together with them at the same time. Now Zhang Jie, the members of the pirate group, all showed disdain when they saw him like this. It's still a skeleton anyway, don't tell us that you are afraid of these things. As he spoke, he asked others for their opinions. In the beginning these came with bare hands. Some held a sharp knife in their hand, some held some stones, and some held rope or wood. Running directly towards them, it seems that they want to do something to them. Strange how they would do this? According to normal circumstances, this should not happen. Brooke spoke again, and the crowd listened to him. It seemed like it was a joke if you didn't laugh. Before Zhang Jie could speak, Ji Kuyuan said something very timidly. Otherwise, there really is no reasonable reason for them to do so. But the latter ones are different. Everyone has a weapon in their hands. It made Zhang Jie, the pirate group, more worried and took a step back. Zhang Jie didn't say much from the beginning to the end. He felt that the situation was a bit different. Asking for flowers. I don't think this is an easy matter, or we should be more careful and retreat back first so we can think about what to do. But these guys not only didn't listen, but rushed towards them instead. Brothers, what are you doing? We didn't intend to do anything to you, just pass by and don't get angry. This time, Zhang Jie didn't refute, and retreated a few steps, trying to find a way to reconcile with them. They should not be playing tricks, and this situation should not be accidental. Ji Kuyuan didn't understand and then continued to look down. Everyone thought that these guys were pretending to be tricks. Chapter 153 Battle against the Zombie Army. If I'm not mistaken, they should have another name. At this moment, Brooke, who had been silent all this time, suddenly revealed an inscrutable look. What's the meaning? Everyone looked at him, but at this time Zhang Jie suddenly remembered. This situation and what they considered at the time are two different things. That is to say, this Brooke is not the same as imagined, he seems to be more than normal. All these 860 can't be your plan. Trick us to come here, and then implement some kind of idea. After all, we didn't know this place existed before. I've only seen you at sea. To be precise, I've only seen you as a skull. What do you want to do with these things? After hearing this, Brooke looked terrified. What can I think? I really hope you can help me this time. This situation is quite unexpected, but didn't I say that? I have fought alone with him many times before. It ended in failure every time. I also tried to resist such things in the sun, but in the end it didn't work. The more he said that, the sadder he felt. It was a question that he had never thought about before, and at this time it showed that he could not accept it. Captain, although I believe that what you said is true, let's just believe in this skull. According to my intuition, he shouldn't be lying, because if he was, he would be flustered. Brooke glanced gratefully at the man who spoke for him. After the heroine here finished speaking, she didn't stop because of his eyes, too. Instead, start to analyze the current situation. I think what the heroine said makes sense. The troubles we have encountered so far cannot be said to be in the minority. But since they have already come here, they must not be treated in the most ordinary way, so be careful. Several of them are on his side, although it is a bit uncomfortable not to say. But I also found that this guy's ability, I am generally convinced. It can only be said that they are zombie puppets, but they are also an independent individual. Because they seem to have no vital signs, and their activity trajectories are rather strange. Everyone also began to recall what happened before, and it seemed that it was indeed a bit like this. It's hard to ignore them. We were blocked outside, but the strange thing is that they will only approach here and go down, and they will not come over. Why do you say they are puppets? What does the captain think? But later they found that it was really different. 0.3 was not noticed before. That's what I mean, it could be one of his men. Since all of them are willing to stand by your side, it means that you still have a certain ability to speak. The others are similar, although Ji Kuyuan is usually out of tune, but they are still very reliable. Then how do you solve it later? Maybe my thinking is too complicated. Tell me, do you have any other clues? If it is useful, we can discuss it again. Then let's defeat them before going in. Anyway, this battle must be fought. You can't say that. Said so by Brooke. You say Moria's men are these moving puppets. Ji Kuyuan suddenly became full of confidence. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details, so you don't need to sign up again. Chapter 154 Let me solve it. Aki Obito, who had been silent all this time, stood up from the side. Why don't you let me try my new trick? Speaking of Aki Obito, everyone couldn't help but sigh. This guy usually doesn't like to talk very much, but once it's time to use real kung fu, it's the first shot. The others already had solemn expressions just hearing what he said. I always feel that every time he speaks, he seems to be prepared. What you said is reasonable, but the specific situation of this matter has not yet been revealed, so there is no way to draw a conclusion directly after learning about it. Everyone heard that even Zhang Jie said that. UN 22 wanted to refute it. But after that, they still didn't say anything. Mainly Zhang Jie, what he said was really reasonable. At the same time, the remaining few people also slowly approached. Aki Obito went forward alone. Those zombies didn't know Aki Obito's strength and purpose. Seeing him rushing up, he thought it was delicious, so he didn't care about the amount of food, so he went straight up. Zhang Jie and others have seen Ji Kuyuan fight for more than the first time. So this time, it means letting him fight so many guys by himself. Is it really okay to let him go alone? There are no other actions in normal times. Brooke found that they were so relieved, Aki Obito alone began to doubt Aki Obito's identity. What's the matter? Are the members of our team handed over to you for matching? We trust Aki Obito. Aki Obito didn't know what they were talking about, but he knew that now it was different from what he imagined, and naturally it was impossible to think about these unrealistic things. At the same time, the remaining people continued to look forward. Brooke, who was still quite worried just now, saw Aki Obito's hands at this moment. I was stunned by his moves in an instant, which is too outrageous. What kind of strength is he? Why is he so powerful? I also found out, before you said you want to change it, you probably wouldn't say that, but now it's too outrageous. Several of them believed in their looks. Only Brooke seemed to have seen something strange. In the same place, apart from being shocked, I wanted to go up and help, but in the end I didn't do anything. Aki Obito moves crisply and quickly, just when they don't notice. He eliminated these guys in an instant. Even after experiencing this situation, those zombie legions still maintained their original expressions. Doesn't seem surprised by their speed. Several zombies were thrown into the air by Aki Obito and fell in front of Ji Kuyuan and the others. Ji Kuyuan stepped forward and kicked him flying, and the rest of the people also moved surprisingly unanimously. This actually led Brooke to speculate on their identities. In fact, Brooke didn't know what these people were doing, but seeing them so happy, he thought of them before 070. That's why I subconsciously believe in these people. Don't worry, Aki Obito is very strong. Let's go over there to investigate and see if there are any other situations and places that need our help. Ji Kuyuan turned his head to ask Zhangje and nodded, leaving only Brooke standing there in a daze. And Aki Obito, who mingles with the zombie army. Do you need me to come and help? Brooke said, slightly worried. Don't get in the way. Aki Obito spit out such a sentence, turned his head and spun and flew the zombies surrounding him. The zombies also found that this is a hard bone, and they don't plan to face it head-on, but plan to fight with wheels. Chapter 155, Demonstrating True Strength. Brooke was watching him from the sidelines, although he didn't say it directly. There is nothing wrong with it, but just looking at it feels too exaggerated. His fighting power is too strong. The zombies of the zombie army are not his opponents at all. In these 2 rounds, he has already solved more than half of what should be solved. The rest of these people are just watching here. Even if they are zombies, they can feel the power of Aki Obito. Why don't you take a step back? Let's go and forget it. After checking Uchiha Madara here, they didn't find any information and came back. Found that these guys have been almost solved by Aki Obito. It fell to the ground in a mess, and they thought that these zombies fell to the ground. Even if it was all right, under Brooke's horrified eyes, they also found a problem. These zombies don't seem to be in pain, they won't be knocked down, and it won't take long for my brother to get up again. Zhang Jie began to analyze the situation carefully, and everyone gasped. It would be terrible if this is the case. According to Captain Zhao, even if their arms and legs are broken, they can recover quickly. Although the rest of these people did not speak directly, but the expression is basically the same as before. That is to say, what you said is completely correct, right? They looked unbelievable, and then slowly approached. Aki Obito spoke again. Captain, go in first, and leave this matter to me. I'll meet you when I'm done. It turned out that at this moment, Ji Kuyuan suddenly fell to the ground and began to draw circles. I'm so unlucky, I'm a failure. I really don't deserve to live in this world. Except for Uchiha Madara, the heroine almost suffered too. It's better to be on the side, and Xiao's situation is relatively normal. I felt something strange around me, and then I stayed away from them a little bit. Did you see something white floating in front of you? At this moment, everyone's eyes turned forward. Aki Obito was fighting the zombies of these zombie legions. I didn't have time and didn't go over to watch as they said, but I was serious about fighting these guys. But Uchiha Madara and Xiao are the most serious people. The hostess asked, very puzzled, and after a while, Uchiha Madara's situation. When he said this, he seemed to know nothing. This is too outrageous. Don't look at me like that. Although I come here often, I still don't know much about the things here. What's wrong? Well, what happened? The main reason is that the 2 of them would not be like this at ordinary times. After all, Guo Yuan was like this when he was like this. Here, Ji Kuyuan, judging from the actions of the 2 of them just now, it is clear that they are cursed by ghosts. Everyone was speechless when they saw this, and they didn't know how this guy survived till now. There's a ghost or something in there. Nyohao. Why are the 2 of them squatting on the ground? What the hell happened? Only then did she return to normal, and then she got up and began to observe the vigilant surroundings, and everyone saw it. It seems that there are other things around. Can't there be ghosts or something? But when it came to ghosts or anything, he acted like he was interested. Zhang Jie asked. And judging by the state, he was still quite sick, and the others gasped when they heard this. When Brooke heard this, he was even more frightened and hid behind them. Chapter 156. Because he was alone, every time he came, he was sneaky. Ring Knight didn't bother to observe the surrounding environment. After finding Moria's lair, he went out directly, but was dealt with by the people around Moria every time. He never had a chance to be near Moria. In the end, they were all messed up, and then they left and went back to the boat, licking the wound alone, and then thinking of a new plan. Anyway, it is impossible for him to give up. Although I don't know what you're thinking, but I still think you are a bit naive. After all, these situations are not realistic. Yes, what you said is too outrageous. How can there be such an exaggeration of 797, and if there is such a ghost, how can we be okay? Others didn't believe it, but Ji Kuyuan stared at these things in the sky. After a while, in a daze, something resembling a balloon floated toward them. But the floating speed was too fast, and there were a pair of white eyes, which shocked them a lot. There really are ghosts. I don't know who said such a sentence. Everyone felt creepy. Only Zhang Jie frowned deeply. He didn't know who was behind it. He felt that everything had changed since he came here. The rest of these situations were also unexpected to them. Although I can completely understand. But I didn't see the white object you just mentioned. A few of them decided to follow Kuyuan Yi, but then everyone saw the white balloon with eyes. Expressions can be said to be rich and colorful. Although Ji Kuyuan didn't speak, he knew from their expressions that they probably saw that thing too. At the same time, the rest of the people stopped talking and continued to let this matter go. Look, he's here again. Immediately afterwards, the white balloon ghost passed through Ji Kuyuan's body, and Ji Kuyuan lay down on the ground with a decadent expression on his face. What a failure, I really don't deserve to live in this world. It's a bit like showing them the way, but it's never far or near. The key is that the way he handles things is really quite straightforward. No, you think it's sending them back, don't you think it's another humiliation? Here Aki Obito walked towards them lightly, and wiped the blood on the weapon. Although scared, he really wanted to complain about Aki Obito's behavior. Everyone couldn't help curling their lips. This guy is really black-bellied. Stuff it back into the grave and press it down with something. It was the same helpless speech as before, and the Uchi people finally found the problem. They turned around and found that the zombie army behind them had all been defeated by Aki Obito. Since they can't be killed, send them back, which saves time. Aki Obito didn't care so much. They continued to walk in, but the white ghost followed them. Can you get rid of this thing, Captain? It looks really intrusive. Although it seems to be leading the way, I'm afraid you will be scared to death if you bring it in. Solved. Just when they were shocked. It didn't take long for Ji Kuyuan to return to normal, and then he looked at Beiji Obito. From time to time, he also made a weird laugh of hey, which really made people stand up straight. But the strange thing is that few of them can't touch the ghost. I don't know if it's because of fear or other external reasons. Aki Obito explained. Chapter 157 The Appearance of the Ghost Master. They walked in while talking. At the same time, Corona, who was standing in the distance, couldn't help covering her mouth after seeing the situation here. I didn't expect a new experimental boat to be sent so soon. Let me see who will become my favorite puppet. Corona's voice was originally a little playful, but in this special environment, this kind of person feels a little scary, and there are even other factors. I didn't think there was any problem with this just now, but now everyone just thinks it's outrageous. What the hell is this? I wanted to see that the ghost had floated away, but it didn't take long for it to float again, and there were several more. It looked really uncomfortable. From Zhang Zhe's meticulous research to the present, he can basically confirm it. This should also be some kind of devil fruit ability, able to drive ghosts to obey his orders. Otherwise, it would be impossible to deliberately create panic like it is now. What should we do? We can't catch these things, Captain. If we want to destroy them, we can't use anything. Here Ji Kuyuan is already in a hurry, mainly because these ghosts will pass through his body from time to time. Let him be the most decadent and useless person, and frequently lose face in front of his teammates. He was so embarrassed that he wished he could catch that guy and tear him into pieces. And Zhang Zhe was silent for a while after hearing this, and asked them to look forward to see who was driving the ghost. You mean that someone is in charge of these ghosts, and these ghosts listen to the orders of that person. Although Zhang Zhe didn't say it directly, it can be regarded as acquiescing. Uchiha Madara went out first, mainly because Kuyuan Yi was more funny than this. But their purpose is to find Moria. Not here to play hide and seek with these ghosts. Corona, who was on the side, saw them slowly approaching and floated into the air. They didn't know the actions of Zhang Zhe and others, and Moria, who was doing research there, was not preparing for the hospital at this time. I always thought it would be better to restudy this, but I didn't expect it to be impossible. The few of them looked at while talking, and there was a little nervousness in their expressions. After hearing this, Uchiha Madara rushed forward, but the ghosts could be seen though. But the touch was not enough and he hit the air several times. The ghost also let out a weird laugh, as if mocking him for his incompetence. Asking for flowers. It's impossible for you to touch my things. Here Perona walked back while talking. At this time, everyone noticed the existence of Perona, a girl in a skirt, but with strange makeup on her face. It looks cute, but what it says is really vicious. Let me see who is willing to be my carrier. Perona floated over and dangled around the crowd. They wanted to do something to Perona, but it took a long time to find out. Couldn't get hold of Perona's body at all. And this looked extremely outrageous. Everyone was a little helpless, and they were incompetent and furious here. What the hell is going on? Is this a joke? It can't be caught at all. No, Captain, or I will surround him here. Let's not let him run away first, and then we can think of a way. Ji Kuyuan was the first to agree, and Zhang Jia thought about it for a long time. Go up and grab a ghost, squeeze it lightly, and the ghost will disappear immediately. Everyone was stunned. Even Perona didn't expect that Zhang Jia could actually catch his own ghost. It's impossible. Who the hell are you? Why do you have such abilities? Chapter 158 Playing with them. Go to Moria first, and leave this to me. After Zhang Jia finished speaking, he turned his head to look at the others. The ghost just now probably didn't expect that he would be discovered. Immediately after Zhang Jia appeared here, after seeing this, Perona stepped forward and roared. What's wrong with you? Didn't you say it all? Surely you can't see that these things of mine are fake, right? Or are you going to stay and be my 090 puppet? Zhang Jia ignored what Perona said and moved on. He knew that this was definitely not the real body of this body, but just a ghost clone. Hey, can't you hear me talking to you? Stop, I'm talking to you. Perona roared and followed Zhang Jia. Zhang Jia was a little helpless when he heard the voice behind him. He felt that this was a little girl. Are you sure this is a heinous person? And Perona was a little upset seeing Zhang Jia's helpless expression. In that case, I'll let you see my best thing. Negative Spectre. Immediately afterwards, he released a large number of ghosts around Zhang Jia, brainwashing Zhang Jia in various ways. But after turning around for a long time, I found that Zhang Jia had nothing to be negative about at all, even if these souls passed through Zhang Ti's body. Zhang Jie still maintained the same dull expression. This is impossible. Perona couldn't believe it when she saw this scene, and thought she was wrong. Because this situation has never been encountered before, and Perona can't believe it is real. What is impossible? Zhang Jie asked instead that he wanted to see something else from Perona's eyes. Perona knew that Zhang Jie didn't, and walked inside while joking with him about fear. Also don't forget to unleash other ghosts. And the scary stuff, or the broken stuff that attached his soul to it, started to come out with a surprise. Do you think the captain can really solve it? Everyone walked in the opposite direction, and they were still a little worried after seeing this situation. At that time, you will be able to get back your own shadow, or a person with a broken arm, a reformed person who has been connected indiscriminately. After hearing this, Brooke was very excited. Even a puppet without eyeballs, or something else. Zhang Jie remained calm. Although he really wanted to stay and help Zhang Jie just now, when Brooke talked about this, he looked excited and everyone was fascinated. 4.5. It's better to say that you know more about this place, or you can take us there directly, and we will help you defeat that Moria. Don't forget the identity of the captain, but we can't mention it. This Moria is a madman. I don't think you should worry about the captain in any situation or anything. Everyone nodded immediately after hearing this, and Brooke looked puzzled. Here, Zhang Jie and Perona turned around for half a circle, and Perona found that this person seemed to be indifferent. But he was really too afraid of those things, and the white ones came running flutteringly, and they kept making strange noises. I do know where he is, it's in the castle ahead, but I'm not sure what floor he's on. I don't think it's that exaggerated. It's just why you follow us with your bones, shouldn't you be with our captain? No matter what you say, there is no response, and no matter what you make yourself. Chapter 159. You can't scare him at all. In front of Zhang Jie, it was as if nothing had happened. Seeing this, Perona was speechless. Who the hell are you? Why aren't you afraid of these things? Seeing that the other party couldn't wait to run out to question himself, Zhang Jie answered calmly. That's because I don't have ghosts in my heart, and I don't think these things are anything to be afraid of. It's just that you have attached souls to those people with missing arms and broken legs. Because people who are really missing arms and legs are considered to be really alive. Then 22 will never deliberately show a terrifying expression to scare people here like he does now, because they are already terrifying just to be alive. Perona didn't know what Zhang Jie meant by saying this, but she was very upset in her heart. I feel that the scene I have arranged for so long is not scary. Originally thought that Zhang Jie and the others would be the same as those who strayed here before. People who are more in line with Perona's appetite will be selected by Perona as dolls. The rest are handed over to Moria and they have a clear division of labor. Everyone has their own agenda, but now Perona finds herself in a dilemma. It's impossible that you don't have something you're not afraid of. Everyone has their own fears. Zhang Jie didn't expect Perona to be so confident. Maybe it's because I'm too proud. I think everything can be overcome, and nothing is more calm than a person's heart. With just his words, Perona found that what she said seemed useless. Because this guy is clearly an invincible existence, so he has nothing to say. Although the others didn't speak, Brooke, who was standing aside, was still scared when he heard the whistling wind. Have you ever been here? Just looking at you like this, I feel like you are lying to us. After all, there is no such cowardly guy as you. That's right, if you really want to get back your own shadow, you should be a very brave king of war. Brooke immediately defended himself when he heard this. Aren't you afraid of those ghosts? It's not just Princess Mononoke and other things here. Just this sentence made everyone shudder. Mainly because the ghost just now was scary enough, if it was what Brooke said it was. The fear here is more than that, that is too scary. What I said is true. If you really don't believe it, you'll know when you go in later. They entered the villa and found that the construction inside was very strange. It's not as warm as other houses, but it's dark everywhere. A large door cuts off the inside and outside. Inside is the fear of the heart, outside is the strange voice. Oh, no, I'm going to rest here for a while. This Moria is in here, right? When I catch my breath, I'll defeat him in one fell swoop. Jikuyuan 543 couldn't wait, although the others did not agree with him. But I also feel that this place is really unlucky. The so-called long-term pain is worse than short-term pain. I just don't know what's going on with the captain. They felt that the ghost was really strange, and the girl who led the way was floating in the air, laughing impotently from time to time. I don't know how their captain persisted. Anyway, if they go, they probably won't last long before they will be terrified. And after the white ghost passed through the body, they will become extremely negative, and they don't know why it is. I'm sure the captain can solve it. Chapter 160. Catch Perona. Everyone here is very confident in Zhang Jie, and Zhang Jie was wandering around. He didn't believe that this guy's clone wasn't here. After all, looking at the weight of this roar, if it is too far away, it should also be affected. And here Perona didn't know Zhang Jie's plan, and was still trying to convince Zhang Jie. I think you are pretty good. Do you want to stay with me? How about being my doll? I can give you everything you want. After hearing this, Zhang Jie frowned impatiently. Why do you think I'll believe you to agree with your statements? After hearing this, Perona felt a little uncomfortable. What is disbelief? I think my own judgment is fine. You are different from everyone else. I'm too lazy to do those guys. But at this time, other people also found out. There seems to be no sound in this villa, and even a living person cannot be seen. Besides the teachers outside, are there any other living people here? After hearing this, Brook thought about it carefully and said that he hadn't encountered it. Every time he wants to fight Moria, he can be dealt with by his subordinates. This is the first time he has left so far. After a long time, you haven't asked for it before. Listening to everyone's complaints, Brook was a little embarrassed. The point is that he didn't expect that they would expose him. I didn't think about the situation at that time, it's just that it's all here now. He looked at them while talking, and wanted to ask if they had any other plans. Although these people didn't say anything, their expressions seemed to be the same now. Then you mean that you let us in without knowing where Moria is? What if there is danger? They still feel that Brook's thinking at this time is too exaggerated. Brook shook his head immediately after hearing this, and said he can guarantee that Moria is in there. And it was because he saw it with his own eyes back then that he brought them here. It was because he was certain, otherwise he would not have taken the risk. Master Moria wonders if he caught them. Sometimes if you don't listen to me, all of them might die here. Maybe the next time you'll see the arms and legs of your buddies. Perona continued to intimidate Zhangzhe. Zhangzhe was helpless, but he found out that Perona had arrived in this room. In other words, unless you find out where Perona's real body is. Although Zhangzhe touched the ghost before and shattered it, but in fact it just happened to run out of time. Zhangzhe found that he had no chance, so he planned to get it from Perona. Don't you think you got my body? Who knows what to do? You people are very bad. You can't hold my body even now. Why don't you listen to me? Zhangzhe ignored Perona and was still wandering around, looking for Perona's real body. No, what are you doing? Don't look for it, it's simply impossible to find it. But it's annoying to listen to and talk in all aspects if it goes on like this. In fact, Zhangzhe didn't touch the ghost at all. Started to growl again. Zhangzhe sighed helplessly, seeing, was Zhao, Perona like this? Perona, who was originally calm, saw that Zhangzhe ignored her. The breath is abnormally stable, which means that Perona's body may be here. Otherwise, this situation will always exist, although Zhangzhe is not afraid. I've said it all, as long as I find your body, how about I chat with you? I'm talking to you. Chapter 161, Finding a Problem. But Perona didn't know Zhangzhe's plan, and was still wandering around inside. Still in the state of a soul, I feel that I can definitely do this. What are you hanging around here? I advise you to surrender as soon as possible and be my doll as soon as possible. After all, even if you stay here for half a day, you may not be able to leave here. Seeing Perona's surprised look, Zhangzhe was a little speechless. If he remembered correctly, Perona's real body should be in this room, but this room is bigger. The things inside are also quite complicated. If you just search blindly like this, you may not be able to find it, so he is also a little worried. You're not trying to find my real body, are you? Here Perona found Zhangzhe wandering around, and finally found the problem. But even if he really knew, there was nothing he could do, mainly because he couldn't do anything to Zhangzhe. Zhangzhe's various situations are in front of him, and even his ghost negative methods are of no use to Zhangzhe. Don't dream, my real body is not something you can find if you want. If you don't want to have trouble, you should leave quickly. Seeing Perona's determined face, Zhangzhe knew that the real body must be in this room. Otherwise, she wouldn't be so excited. Others don't know what's going on here. Just as Zhangzhe was about to say something, he saw several people coming up from downstairs. Uchiha Madara and the others speeded up when they heard the sound upstairs, but they came here and saw Zhangzhe for a while and didn't know what to say. Captain, why are you here? Didn't you go after that ghost? Obito asked, and Zhangzhe briefly talked about the situation just now. You mean the reason why we can't attack this guy is because he hid her real body? Zhangzhe nodded quickly. After all, he didn't care at the time. He also felt that these things didn't matter. But it's different now, just looking at it feels outrageous. The main reason is that this is too speechless, and Perona, who is hiding in the dark, is laughing over there. Then what should we do? We can't get close at all, because once we get close to him, we will become extremely negative and feel very bad. But once the few of them approached here, they would feel uncomfortable all over, like shivering. Perona appeared here, and everyone gritted their teeth after seeing Perona. How about this, Captain, you can find us inside to look at other places. Some were speechless, mainly because they didn't expect that Perona would go so far. Take a look after Zhangzhe finished speaking, and tell them to keep looking. I'm such a failure, I really don't want to be one. I really regret what I did. Don't worry. We're mainly trying to find whoever took Brook's shadow. Only Zhangzhe's expression is very calm, and he believes that he will find it in a short time. That is to say, as long as you find the person who is possessed by the shadow, then this problem can be solved. Zhangzhe agreed after thinking about it. While confessing on the ground, he stared at the front and wanted to find out, who is this? Uchiha Madara didn't believe in evil, just leaned over and was pierced by Perona's spirit. He immediately knelt on the ground. So they all thought it was Moria, but Brook had seen his shadow in other people. As long as you still want to find something that belongs to me, let's see what you are doing. Chapter 162, Find out Perona's real body. Don't worry, wait for me outside. The level of danger here is too high, and it is completely different from other places. You must not be joking here, and everyone nodded quickly after hearing it. What Zhangzhe said is very reasonable. Unlike other places, if one is not paying attention, it may be dangerous at any time. And it's eerie, just the appearance of Perona is very strange. If there are others, or they may not be able to solve it in other situations, so waiting is the best way. At the same time, Zhang Jie is also entangled with Perona. Since you don't want to be my doll, don't blame me for being rude. Perona strikes again, but this time the negative light wave is stronger than before, and almost everyone at the door is affected. Let's stand a little further away. Over here Brooke is hiding behind them, and the main thing is, it's just too scary. You are also a skeleton man anyway, are you still afraid of these ghosts? Although Uchiha Madara's situation has been confirmed, but just seeing it like this feels outrageous. Why can't I be afraid? I didn't know it when I died. Plus, it's really scary here. I'm cautious every time I come here, and I never thought it would become like this. The feeling that Brooke looked forward while talking was really uncomfortable. Although the others didn't speak, they felt a little sympathetic seeing him like this. Meanwhile, the remaining people continued to wait here, and Zhang Jie searched every corner of the room. In addition to the cabinet on the bedside, there are other positions. Every time Zhang Jie opened a place, Perona screamed. What are you doing? Do you think you can solve it by screaming? Or are you not interested in these things? After hearing these words, Perona also knew that if she showed her flaws again at this time, it will be very easy to find your true position later, so Perona is changing the subject. What the hell are you doing here? After hearing this, Brooke stood up. Of course I want to get my shadow back. Stealing my shadow and making me unable to move in the sun is simply the most abominable thing. In the end, Zhang Jie searched all the places and went directly to bed and lifted the quilt on the bed. Looks like I found it. Even if Perona really came out of the body and turned into a ghost, now that the body is in Zhang Jie's hands, what he wants to do depends on Zhang Jie's words. If you catch me again, believe it or not, I'm not polite to you. Wait a little longer. While speaking, Perona threatened Zhang Jie to let him go. The psychology of these guys is too dark and kind of weird. What the hell are you going to do? Do you know what trouble it's going to cause? Others thought that Perona said this because of compromising, but now it seems that is not the case at all. Asking for flowers. When the shadow disappears, it is you. It should be like this. You can't blame others. You should think about what to do. Survive in this dark environment. Hurriedly returning to his body, Zhang Jie stepped forward and grabbed it, and tied it up with a rope. After hearing this, Perona had a plan in mind, but she would not tell him the location of Lord Moria by saying anything. Seeing a doll-like person lying there, his eyes were dull. 0. As Perona said this, she looked at Zhang Jie, who completely dismissed her. After speaking, everyone came in excitedly, and Perona was frightened by Zhang Jie's action. Chapter 163. One wave is not smooth, another wave rises again. Let's talk about it if you can escape from me. Zhang Jie was not afraid at all from the time he came in and encountered the zombie army to the back. This is the problem that makes them more irritable, otherwise they might not be so worried just because of this. Originally, he thought about it before, if it was just like this, he might not have to think about it at all. It's a pity that he offended someone, although our strength is not that good. No, they can make a decision just by joking with March 17. Uchiha Madara walked down while talking. Zhang Jie grabbed Perona and Uchiha Madara carried the man on his shoulders. Don't let me go, you are a rude man and you are not good looking. Uchiha Madara didn't care what Perona said here, and still followed Zhang Jie's arrangement, doing whatever he wanted. The others couldn't help sighing after seeing this, and they didn't know who this girl would offend their captain. Their captain is famous for not giving up until he reaches his goal. Normally, Zhang Jie would also take care of these things, but he seldom talked about being in contact like he is now. But this guy clearly offended someone, and he is still there, self-righteous. I know, it will definitely not work to listen to you as it is now. We're not the kind of people who like to get entangled. In the same way, as long as you tell me now that things have happened, I'd better think about what to do next. They fought back to back while talking, although these zombies couldn't do anything to them with their abilities. But after a long time, I will feel a little irritable, and the remaining few people are willing. Have you seen this one of them? His sword skills are very unusual. The knife he held in his hand seemed to be a little different. Everyone else looked up after hearing this, and now, among the zombies, there is a zombie who is dressed differently from them. Although there are no pupils in the eyes, it is also unexpected. It seems that this thing is controlled by someone, or that his soul is someone who can use a sword or a knife. Hearing this, everyone looked at Brooke at the side, and Brooke was pulling out the sword in his crotch at this time. The others half understood after seeing this, and Brooke was caught by their stares. What's the matter? You won't see any strange things again, will you? Then every time I come here, I feel that the environment here is strange, but you don't have to be so scary. Seeing Brooke like this, everyone didn't know what to say, but they also thought it made sense. It's not that we just feel that this guy has an inexplicable sense of familiarity. Everyone looked while talking, and turned around to Zhang Jie, and they all came back. A kind of zombies all fell to the ground, and there is only one person standing here. He has a unique shape, and his clothes don't seem to be here. What's wrong? What did you find again? But I also feel that this will be too risky, and Brooke also wants to join this battle as a minister. Listening to Brooke's voice, everyone fell into deep thought. After Zhang Jie finished speaking, he looked at the others. Okay, let's just say a few words. After Zhang Jie finished speaking, everyone nodded and they were all eager to try and compete with this guy. If it's really my shadow in him, I think it would be better for me to take it back myself. There's nothing wrong with him doing this, just let him try, it can be regarded as helping you solve the problem. This man's name is Ryoma. Here Obito asked yawningly, and Uchiha Madara also nodded. Brook was a little embarrassed. It's just a pity, I haven't seen Moria for a while, that guy is the most hateful. They also felt that this, remarkable, matter was indeed a bit troublesome, but they didn't think there was anything wrong with Jikuyuin's robbery. Jikuyuin, who had been silent just now, shot again, although the others did not speak. Maybe it needs to be solved before we can continue to go there, the direction just now should be wrong. Are you sure you can beat him? This kind of person told Zhangje about the situation just now, and Zhangje stepped forward to look at the zombie. See that he has a name on him. Well, let me try it. Brook, who originally wanted to insist, had no choice but to nod when he heard what Zhangje said. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details, so you don't need to sign up again. Invincible Chapter 166. And Longma walked around here, but he didn't find that the person he was fighting with was a little speechless. It seemed that he was particularly concerned about this matter, although the others did not speak. But I can feel the hostility in him. Deeper than normal, and his tricks are particularly strange, somewhat similar to the previous Brook. And my soul should be in him. As long as he is defeated, the soul should be able to come back. Brook guessed like this, and Jikuyuin couldn't wait to get ready to do it. Others were watching Uchiha Madara also eager to try, and the zombies next to him were 170 ready to go. Well, let's solve this, and you can deal with him. Jikuyuin nodded, and the swordsmanship that directly stepped forward to the dragon horse was also unique. His own swordsmanship is excellent, coupled with Brook's soul, he does have an advantage over others in this regard. Although everyone didn't say anything after seeing this scene, they felt outrageous just by looking at it. No, it's too strange for him to be like this. It's because I didn't think about it, but it's strange to think about it now. How can he use these two methods so reasonably? Who knows? It can only be said that this guy is very talented, but it's a pity that it fell into Ya's hands and turned into such a situation. They all sympathized with this dragon horse very much, but when Jikuyuin started to fight, they realized that this person not only looked powerful, even the movements of his hands are so powerful. Even now he has no self-awareness. It can also quickly sense the position of others. This was the situation of the opponents he had encountered before. The two came back and forth. At first Jikuyuin wanted to knock out the opponent's knife. In this case, he should have a chance. But what he didn't expect was that before he had time to make a move, the other party predicted his thoughts and stepped forward to stop him. After 2 rounds, Jikuyuin did not fall behind, but he couldn't figure out the opponent's routine. Kfei, it seems that his strength is stronger than expected. Be careful, after all, it will be their next, and it is still unclear. After everyone heard it, they nodded quickly and helped to chop. Zhangje has been observing, if he remembers correctly, this Moria turned out to be the biggest boss here. Then it's been fighting for so long, it's impossible for him not to come out. The only possibility is, he already knew they existed, but he just deliberately hid in the dark and didn't want to be there. Perona tried to think of a way here while they were not paying attention, and originally wanted to leave quietly. But Zhang Jurji looked over, and although Perona felt speechless, she could only continue to wait here. The battle between Jikuyuin and this Ryoma has entered a new stage. Everyone just looked at Zikao and felt cold. These two people are really a good match. While watching, everyone turned their heads to look at Brook behind him. Don't tell us that you are the only one who is so powerful. If so, you can get your own shadow back by yourself. What is there to be afraid of? Hearing their ridicule, Brook was a little embarrassed to say that although he was strong, but there is still a gap compared with Longma. Moreover, Ryoma seems to be using all the strengths of the two of them together. In other words, he is now using not only his own abilities, but also Brook's. Is it so powerful? Uchiha Madara asked suspiciously. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details, so you don't need to sign up again. A Will Eternal Chapter 167. Of course, although I'm not a powerful person, I always have to be good at this aspect. Brook walked up to Lucia as he spoke. Can I show you your fat times? Lucia rolled her eyes. This guy is an exceptional gentleman in other respects. It turned out to be extremely rude at the moment. Everyone ignored Brook's strange behavior, but continued to stare at the battle ahead. Zhang Jie knows that Jikuyuin has had different views on these things for such a long time, but he believes that Jikuyuin can do whatever he wants, and he will never lose this time. But the strength of this dragon horse is also enough to make people feel emotional. Captain, when do you think he will win? I don't think the two will be tied if this continues. Uchiha Madara said here. Zhang Jie shook his head. He believed that it would definitely not be a tie. First of all, Jikuyuin is not such a person, and secondly, even if there is such a possibility, Jikuyuin Yi is a person with a soul and self-awareness at any rate. If he can't even beat a person who stole someone else's shadow, then Zhang Jie probably didn't need to say this. Jikuyuin himself would feel awkward or uncomfortable. However, Zhang Jie didn't say it directly, but just looked at him calmly here. Seeing Zhang Jie's expression, everyone knew that their captain didn't want to answer this question. Quickly tell me, where is the boss here? Everyone found that watching the two of them fight made them want to participate, so they simply ignored it and came to Perona's side. Everyone thinks that girls may have more words to talk to each other. Let Lucia ask Perona, but Perona seems to be determined not to speak. It's impossible for me to tell you where Lord Moria is, so you should give up on it. Now that you've done this to me, you still want to get the news from me. After hearing this, everyone was speechless, and they didn't know what this guy was struggling with. He was already defeated now. Do you think it doesn't matter? Our captain's good temper doesn't mean we have a good temper. If you really do something, we can't guarantee that you shouldn't do it. You can stay here later. Stop talking nonsense. I don't care what you say, and even if it is true, I am not afraid at all. I am willing to believe in Lord Moria's ability. Even with the Walking Dead, muscular reflexes can play well in some situations. It would be difficult for them to get inside without defeating him. Listening to the voices of negotiations between the two sides, Zhang Zhe knew that this time the estimate was similar. But it is absolutely impossible to say that it is like before, and now this is too outrageous. At the beginning, they didn't think about it at all, and they thought about the same situation many times. Although Rome is very strong in terms of knife use and reaction speed, admiration is admiration. And the muscle response is the same as usual. Moria just finished an experiment, and she was a little speechless when she heard the outside news. Just for this point, Zhang Zhe admired him a little. After all, this is not something that ordinary people can do. What did you say? That is to say, even if he has no soul. He just heard about this pirate group asking for flowers. At the same time, Ji Kuyuan finally saw Ryoma's flaw. Why doesn't the teacher know these things? If he could understand in advance, he would send someone to read it earlier. Uchiha Madara deliberately showed her dark side, threatening Perona here. Chapter 168 Discuss countermeasures. Why don't you talk anymore? Moria looked at the few people around her, feeling a little annoyed. The news about Zhang Zhe and his pirate group has not been explained before. But since the last time this newspaper recorded these news, he was even more surprised by it, and he didn't even think of a more detailed picture. I think this is your own problem. At the beginning, no one thought that much at all, and even the big 040 thought it was not important. After he finished speaking these words, the rest of the people were also making preparations non-stop. Looking at these people, he knew that with the usual methods, they definitely couldn't do anything to them. After all, the news of Zhang Zhe and his pirate group is not only frightening to the marine headquarters. Other children will also think that this is a new star after they know it, and they will feel very scary. He also has the same feeling. If possible, he doesn't want to run into each other. Now that Perona has been arrested, Perona is not that important to Moria. It's just ridicule if one's own person is caught by others, so he absolutely does not allow this kind of thing to happen. Although I can probably understand it. It's me, I still feel that he is a bit biased. After all, there are many such opportunities. He did think about it before, and he also felt that it was meaningless. But before he finished speaking, the others also shot again. At the same time, the battle between Ji Kuyuan and Ryoma outside has entered a fierce stage. Ryoma has no soul even if he can't speak. But his actions and demeanor showed excitement, probably because he met a real opponent. What is his expression? Seeing Ryoma wanting to laugh but not laughing, and crying but not crying, these people here instantly felt creepy. Sure enough, it's not a good place. We'd better get ready to go back early. What happened to the zombie army before made them feel speechless, and now such a guy came out again. They really don't know what to say. Although Zhang Zhe didn't say anything, he agreed with these people's remarks. It's better to be careful, this Moria is watching us from somewhere. Moria sneezed several times, watching the battle outside from the window, and Perona, who was tied to the tree over there, was extremely upset. Obviously when those children came before, they could easily deal with it. How come they are like wilted cauliflower at this critical moment? It has no effect at all, and it will make people useless at a critical moment. No matter what, since these things have happened, we should treat them with a normal mentality. As he spoke, he drove the remaining puppets. These puppets are all the souls he brought back from the outside. He rushed out and fought with the group of people outside. Of course they don't know what's going on with these people. But everyone also discovered that these puppets were obviously stronger than the previous zombie army. What is this 11? The ones that came out this time seem to be able to speak, and they seem to have been specially controlled. Everyone finally discovered this problem, and although the other people didn't say anything, they also expressed their understanding. I always feel like I've seen this somewhere. But I can't say why. They continued to fight while talking, but these puppets were not as durable as those zombies. Chapter 169 Ji Kuyuan 1. How long will it be over? Zhang Zhe didn't do anything, just watched coldly from the sidelines. Watching Ji Kuyuan's battle, he frowned. If I remember correctly, Ji Guoyuanyi's strength is far more than that. Why now he seems to be on the contrary, but this is not the point. The point is that he doesn't bother to talk nonsense here. Ji Kuyuan thinks about it for at most 5 minutes. He has already found Ryoma's flaw, and he will be able to pick it up directly in another round. But Ryoma's speed is a bit too fast for people to be dazzled, plus 22 is more loved now. If he didn't use other methods to predict, it would definitely be impossible to see through his final moves just by doing this. Good speed, a little faster, someone may be coming later. After Zhang Zhe made arrangements, he went with them to deal with those puppets. However, the puppets were all resolved in 2 rounds. Moria was stunned when she saw it, she couldn't even believe it. If we talk about the zombie army outside, their strongest point is immune to death. These puppets are full of life, and they are in battle. It will also be stronger than those of the Zombie Legion. But now they have given him a second, which made him not know what to say. When Perona watched the puppets come out, she thought she would be able to escape. As a result, Lucia stood next to Perona at some point. Why are you in a hurry? Our team leader said that we won't let you go until the end. After hearing this, Perona couldn't help but growl again. What nonsense are you talking about here? How could I escape? Besides, it's obvious that you are despicable and shameless. Perona said and continued to yell here, asking them to let her go. Obviously a very tangled person, a little too arrogant. After seeing this, the others just sighed silently. If it's not because you want to find Moria, this little girl should not stay with you. It was too loud. Jikuyuan didn't speak, but he also frowned, agreeing with Uchiha Madara's statement. You then turn around and find that the fight between Jikuyuan Yi and Longma has come to an end. Longma was constantly cornered by Jikuyuan, and he didn't even have the strength to turn back. It was still a muscle reaction, coupled with the blessing of the soul, he couldn't get up again. After seeing this, Brook showed a surprised expression, looking at Jikuyuan as if he was looking at a monster. This situation has never been encountered before, they are a bit too wrist. You are really a master, I really admire you. Hearing what Brook said, Jikuyuan also calmly withdrew his knife. The moment he put the knife back into the scabbard, Ryoma also fell down. Others complained when they saw the damaged environment here and around. I feel like you can catch up with the demolition team at 293. If you do this again next time, you can just find an empty place, otherwise we might have to pay for it if it gets damaged. Hearing Uchiha Madara's complaints, Jikuyuan ignored him. Usually he doesn't like to talk very much, but this time he originally wanted to make two tricks with the other party. It's just that Zhangja said to end the battle early, they still have tasks to do. Brook was a little disappointed when he saw the fallen Ryoma, and thought that the soul would be on him. As a result, after waiting for a long time, the shadow did not return to his body. Although there is no sunlight, with the help of the moonlight, he is still a shadowless person. Chapter 170 The Shadow Returns. Before they could react, a black halo emerged from Ryoma's body. What is this? Uchiha Madara asked, and everyone couldn't help but be more vigilant, keeping a little distance away. Although I don't know what this is, it's better to be careful. Others feel strange after seeing this. And they don't know much about the situation here, so when they see this thing, everyone should be vigilant. Hey, look at that circle of light going towards Brook. When they heard it, they looked back, and sure enough, they saw the circle of light circle around Brook. It seemed to be confirming something, and then returned to Brook's body. At this time, everyone looked at Brook through the moonlight, only to find the shadow under Brook's feet. It's no longer as weird as seeing nothing like before. There is a shadow. Has this been brought back? After hearing this, Brook rang for a long time before he realized it, and then turned half a circle by the moonlight. Great, my shadow is back, and I finally don't have to hide from the sun anymore. Hearing this, everyone was also relieved, but they didn't expect that the shadow they were looking for was actually on Longma. I wonder how long it will take. It's okay, since you're all back, you don't have to worry anymore. Everyone breathed a sigh of relief, but Perona on the side cursed at this moment. You are simply despicable and shameless, even if you get back the shadows, Lord Moria will know that he will never let you go. Hearing Perona's reprimand, everyone turned around and realized that the little girl was drooling a lot. After running for so long, they didn't feel tired. They fought for several rounds. Otherwise, throw this girl aside, it's too noisy. Zhangja and I looked at Uchiha Madara who was speaking, and wanted to laugh. How about this, you take him, let's go find that Moria, since we've come to his territory, we can't leave without saying hello. After Brook heard this, his face was full of panic. Are you really going? Then you have to accompany them, after all, after taking back the shadow. After hearing this, Zhangja knew that Brook was really scared, but it was normal. He still couldn't believe that this new pirate group would have such great power. His strength has also improved a lot compared to before, naturally it is different. Chien Hahao, Uchiha Madara asked when he saw Brook's naive prediction, and Brook said that he was willing to fight with them. Here Uchiha Madara said unceremoniously, and Brook was about to say something but was swallowed back. If it is really going to be dangerous. This guy is terrifying, not everyone can deal with it, or forget it. The point is that if he read correctly, that guy named Zhangja didn't do anything at all. During Brook's absence, this Moria was probably one of his psychological fears. Is there something wrong? I don't think I should be so unreasonable, they all helped me so much. Although my shadow has been taken back, there is no need to entangle him anymore. It was only the crew on his ship who were doing it, and just 2 people damaged several of his admirals. But now that it's all here, it's impossible for him to just leave like this. Seeing Moria in the distance, all preparations fell through, and she threw things out fiercely. What's wrong? If you are timid, go back first. Anyway, we have completed the mission for you. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details so you don't need to sign up again. Invincible Chapter 171. You cannot be opponents of Lord Moria. Here Perona spoke again. Zhangja turned his head and asked Perona, is this how much you usually talk? Occasionally, after hearing this, I bowed my head a little bit aggrieved, and really didn't know what to say. I've never thought about it that way, and I've never spent so much. I just think you guys are so hateful, you guys bully me like this when you're not doing well. As he said that, He started to cry, and several of the people present were old men. After hearing this, his expression was a little rich. They didn't bully you, you frightened us first. Lucia stepped forward and explained that Perona was feeling better, but it didn't mean that Perona would forgive him because of this. But you broke into our situation inexplicably before. Master Moria said that anyone who comes here is a bad person. With just this sentence, everyone found that Perona's mind was quite simple. He didn't know what other people were at all, he just remembered what Moria said. If that's the case, it doesn't matter whether it's a good person or a bad person, as long as it affects or destroys them, CCDG. Doesn't it really make people don't know what to say? But he didn't say much, but still waited here. The others also nodded silently. After all, a situation like this had never happened before. Okay, don't cry, wait for us to talk to this Moria, just leave, and we will let you go when we leave, okay, that's all. Only then was Perona coaxed by Lucia, and the others silently breathed a sigh of relief. It's hard to raise a little girl. Uchiha Madara complained, but Zhangzhe didn't refute him this time, mainly because what he said made sense. They don't know what this Perona usually looks like, but it will take a while. My brain hurts from arguing with them, and I feel that this is more exhausting than fighting with others physically and mentally. What trick are you using? Here they started to ask after they relaxed, and Perona heard them asking her classic tricks. Of course it's a negative elf. I just put a negative spirit through someone's body, and they will remember the most guilty thing in their life. The other thing is that it is called very negative, and I feel that I can't lift my spirits when I do anything. After hearing this, Uchiha Madara suddenly realized, no wonder there was a wave of decadence in his heart before. I feel that I shouldn't be doing this, and I also feel that doing those things is meaningless. All of this now seems to make sense. But he didn't intend to argue with Perona either. So the group of them hang around here for a long time, and Moria is ready. Directly send large troops out to block their way, but these puppets are not like before. Be careful, these may not be able to deal with it. Seeing that they didn't look like the legends, Perona felt a little uncomfortable. Yes, I also feel that it would be a bit of a disadvantage if I lost to Moria just like this. Didn't you say that Moria would not let us go a few days ago? Why are you on our side now? Lucia asked with a little amusement, while Perona said that she was just looking at them with pity. Now it's all under Moria's control. Moria has received messages since they landed. She also came out to hang out because she was bored. Chapter 172 Moria comes out. I see. No wonder they felt eerie and strange laughter around them as soon as they came up. It must have been known at that time that they were trying to drive them away in this way. But none of their pirates are cowards. It's just that the situation behind Brook is different. Although I'm a little puzzled. But I still think it's weird for you to do this. Why aren't you afraid of me? Although it's a bit negative, you didn't leave just because I did this. Hearing what Perona said, everyone laughed. Before coming here, we also encountered many scary and weird things, but none of us thought that thing was scary. Treat it with a normal heart, there is nothing that cannot be overcome. Using our captain's words, these things are not terrible, what is terrible is the human heart, so don't have such thoughts anymore. After hearing these words, Perona, who was still worried, stopped talking. You guys are so lively, don't you even say hello to me when you come to my place. Hearing this, everyone looked up and found that Moria had come to them. The key is when this guy showed up. They don't even know it, it seems that it is true as Perona said. This place is under his control, and this guy is also good at coming and going without a trace. But since you're here, don't leave. I see that you used the knife very well just now, so stay here and protect this place for me. After Moria finished speaking, she looked at Jiguo Yuanyi. Her eyes were full of greed. Although the others didn't say it clearly, they couldn't help frowning when they saw Moria's eyes. It's really uncomfortable. What is this guy? Why does he talk about everything? Why should you stay? Which onion are you? Uchiha Madara said extremely unhappily, and the other party was a little speechless after hearing this. Zhangzhe saw that Moria found out that he came from his real body. This is nothing to worry about. After all, this is also in the plan. Zhangzhe couldn't help laughing after seeing Moria. Although we think your idea is a bit strange. Really? Let's try Chuan. Moria looked surprised, dumbfounded, and couldn't even believe it. Moria gets very angry when she hears this, and unleashes Devil Fruit's powers, calling this a shroud of everything. I have given you such a good environment, how can you just share the same hatred with others like this? But what I want to say is, isn't it because you are timid? Even if Perona doesn't tell you, we will find you. Asking for flowers. They couldn't help laughing when they heard this, and Perona wanted to take the opportunity to escape. You don't want to show up until we destroy all your things here. Uchiha Madara didn't mean to speak out to defend Perona, but he just felt that this guy was really uncomfortable listening to the yin and yang. It's just a matter of time, why are you in a hurry? What's the matter with you, Perona, how could you leak me? I thought you were going to be a coward all the time, but you already found out that we're here, why didn't you come out sooner? After hearing these words, Perona was a little worried, but finally said nothing. But these seemed to be all right in front of Zhangzhe and the others. This is fake, how could you not be afraid? He put his face together and stood beside Zhangzhe and the others. After all, I just told them so much about Moria. Chapter 173 Moria's Wrath. I don't care about Zhangzhe, what will he say? He just felt that this person made people extremely uncomfortable when he came out. And from the look in his eyes just now, he also saw his strange movements. It doesn't seem to be shown from the side just now, but it is done in other directions, and he may not necessarily agree with it. Although I don't know what you're thinking. But I think you're very naive. Sister, 707 is like this now, who do you think will agree with you? Probably because of what he just said, he felt a sense of gap in his heart. So up to now, he also feels that this is irrelevant, and in the end, he is meeting someone else. Did I think you'd be hiding in there forever? Moria was ridiculed several times by them, and apart from feeling very speechless, she was very angry. He doesn't know where these guys come from. Why can they always involve other people's angry thoughts with a single sentence? And just this kind of thing, those he had never met before, whether it was pirates or businessmen passing by. It was a dead end for him, but now it turned out to be completely different. He never imagined this day would come when he took it as his own. But now he has no choice but to work hard to dedicate himself. Really? If that's the case, I'll let you love me so much. This time, Devil Fruit's ability is several times stronger than before, because he absorbs other people's souls. So now he has become extraordinarily strong, and Zhangzhe has also seen his movements. He never thought that this guy would be like this before, and when he released his tricks, all the puppets in the castle also ran out, no matter the people on the wall. Still those dolls, as long as they have a soul, they will help here. A bunch of them came to the scene. It only took him a while to summon these guys. More than half of these puppets fell down, and Zhangzhe's action undoubtedly increased Moria's share. I hurriedly opened my mouth to remind, but Moria was getting angry. How could she listen? They rushed out immediately after Moria said a word, because Moria couldn't control too much at this time. Uchiha Madara is very speechless. Really angry, he just felt insulted, thereby increasing their combat effectiveness. No, Lord Moria, you must not be provoked by him, they are very powerful, and you must not take it lightly. Zhangzhe stared at him, watching those puppets rushing over like crazy, just waved his hand. Here Perona couldn't stand 5.2 after seeing their battle. He couldn't believe that Zhangzhe, a rising star, was so much better than his subordinates as the captain. That is to say, separate more than half of the soul from one's own body and attach it to these puppets. He still couldn't believe that someone could be so strong. What is he doing? Is he planning to have a lot of people? Or is it more appropriate to call so many people to change his strange situation? Hurry up, whoever takes the soul from him, I can create new things for you. The others didn't speak, but agreed with Uchiha Madara, this guy is really weird. So no matter what Perona said, Moria still ordered these guys to rush over. He gave them souls after they were down. After everyone saw this, they didn't know what to say for a while. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details, so you don't need to sign up again. Chapter 174 Zhangzhe's Taunt. No way, you won't toss around for a long time, just take these people out to tickle it. Zhangzhe's words were really going to send him into hell. Previously, Moria felt that the irritating appearance of these guys really made people speechless. Now he finally knew why they were so annoying when they did things. Just looking at him like this makes him feel like he's been humiliated by someone. What? Is there something wrong with what I said? Zhangzhe hasn't done anything since just now, and Lucia is on the sidelines just like Zhangzhe. Uchiha Madara and the others were also speechless when they saw those guys rushing up. They had to do it, so when they learned that these guys 22, it's just a part of the soul in the person's body. Naturally, their expressions are not much richer. Stop talking nonsense, and come talk to me after you win them. Looking at Moria's proud look, Jiangzi really didn't understand. As long as these guys are stronger, he will not have this attitude. It's a pity that these guys are too weak, and they still claim to be masters here. Regardless of whether they used knife skills or what, the other Zhangzhe didn't take it seriously at all. At this time, other people don't know what happened here. One is to fight these guys like before. At the same time, Zhangzhe also found a problem. That is, Moria seems to have been manipulating privately all the time, and it seems that it cannot be done as before. Captain, be careful, this guy is quite cunning, no one knows what he will do next. Everyone carefully reminded Zhangzhe here, but Zhangzhe didn't take it seriously, but he hoped that Moria could move the people. In this way, they can really fight against each other, but it seems that he is too timid. I have been hiding behind those puppets all the time, and I don't even have the courage to show it. How could he fight him? He couldn't fight at all. Although Moria said harsh words, he never moved his eyes away, and he has been observing the fighting situation here. And he found that Zhangzhe hadn't done anything since the beginning. In other words, Zhangzhe's strength was stronger than he imagined, and he didn't panic at all, thinking that it didn't matter. What is the purpose of your coming here? It's impossible to just come to fight with me, or is it that you, as a newcomer, also want to prove your strength? Before Zhangzhe had time to talk to him, Moria panicked and began to question Zhangzhe and finally spoke. I can exchange the things you want with you, and I can help you achieve them in disguise. But these people here are not something you can move. Seeing his excited look, Zhangzhe knew that this guy must be thinking too much. 683 Brook was very angry at the side. He really didn't know that the guy he was afraid of before was such a fat and small person. No matter what their purpose is, it's wrong for you to snatch other people's shadow this time. Even if they don't do it, I want to attack you. Faced with Brook's questioning, Moria finally remembered who this person was. This place has always paid attention to the law of the jungle. It is your honor to have your shadow absorbed by my lord. You are still clamoring here and trying to take revenge on me. As Moria spoke and watched, the disdain in Brooke's eyes couldn't be hidden. He didn't know that Brooke's spirit had returned. 175 Find something wrong. You don't think that you can say that now? I can still control your shadow. If you don't want your shadow to dissipate, you can only live in darkness from now on. You go to fight them. If you win them, I will return your shadow to you. How? Hearing what the other party said, Brooke's perverted eyes were so angry that he almost couldn't open his eyes. While the others were fighting, they were astonished to see this situation. I really didn't expect a person to be able to perform despicable and shameless so well. He was also really a little bit, not sure if this guy was a fool or what. Hasn't Brooke's soul returned to him? That being the case, Brooke really got his hands on them. Otherwise, how could he listen to his arrangement? Impossible, I can't do anything to my friend. Secondly, my soul has returned to me. Don't think that you are the most powerful here. Zhang Jie smiled as he watched Brooke making complaints here. At that time, I still wanted to meet him, but now it seems that he is just a coward, and there is nothing to be afraid of. Zhang Jie first learned that Brooke's soul had returned. He wanted to see who the author of this incident was. Now it seems that he regrets that decision a bit. It's really not worth his effort to meet a coward like this. And Moria found herself angry at being ridiculed so much, and manipulated those puppets again. But using too much of the puppet also consumes mental energy. He is already a little weak. But he didn't, because he flinched. Captain, I don't think it's fun to fight him. The puppets he controls are like infinitely possessed ants. They are really annoying, but they can't finish fighting. You don't mind me, I can say what I want to say. Besides, I just want to show that Master Moria is more powerful. Of course it's because Lord Moria hid his soul. If every swordsman came out to meet each other, then if he met a powerful person, Lord Moria would suffer a disadvantage. Faced with Perona's explanation, Ma Qianzhao, everyone suddenly realized. Aren't you with him? Why explain to us? As a result, when he was just approaching here, Moria disappeared without knowing when. Uchiha Madara couldn't help asking with a smile, and Perona pursed her mouth when she heard it. After hearing this, Uchiha Madara was surprised at first, and then seemed to hear something new. Then they stopped talking. What's going on here? Wasn't he still here just now? How did he disappear so quickly? He expressed his shock, mainly because he also felt that what Zhang Jie said made sense. Then you just deal with this Moria in one fell swoop, won't these puppets never appear again? Uchiha Madara asked suspiciously, but Perona couldn't see that they were so stupid. And Moria has been trying to hide after returning to the castle. The thing that had just been beside them seemed to be just a touch of soul. Walk slowly in the direction Perona said. Uchiha Madara said a little speechless after seeing this. Zhang Jie thought about it and still felt that this would definitely not work. That's right, why didn't I think that the captain is smarter, so I'm going to deal with him now. In other words, that's it. The soul came out to control those puppets to fight against them. 176 The situation becomes stranger. Don't go to the castle, that's where our Lord Moria is, and there's absolutely no way you can escape there. I don't know why, but Perona just feels that these people give her a very comfortable feeling. That's why I can't help reminding. Don't worry, we can all find your real body, then it is impossible to be afraid of him, our leader is very powerful. After Uchiha Madara finished speaking, he looked at Zhang Jie very proudly. Zhang Jie didn't say anything, but he didn't deny it either. Here, Perona didn't say anything after hearing this, and continued to be dragged by Lucia to walk in with them. Probably everyone knew Perona, so when they came in, the puppet above the gate did not stop them, but let them go in. And the puppet saw the murderous spirit released from them. They couldn't help fighting a cold war. Moria has been thinking about how to hide from being seen. But when I heard the footsteps behind me, I still couldn't help being afraid. He didn't know why these people had trouble with him. He felt that there was nothing wrong with what he did. Where is Moria? You take us to find it, and we will let you go directly after we find it. Zhang Jie spoke directly, and Perona was quite excited when she heard that she finally didn't have to be tied up anymore and let them go. But if I really take you to Lord Moria, even if I am let go, I will be punished at that time. Just thinking about it this way made Perona feel aggrieved in her heart, and she did nothing wrong. Just trying to scare others as before, who knows that this time I encountered a hard stubble. The effect is a bit weird, but as it stands, the adults will certainly not say much. Can I still lie to you? Lucia smiled and said that although Perona looked arrogant like everyone else, she was different from Lucia and said what was normal. Well, Master Moria should be his laboratory on the 3rd floor. After you go in, you can see many puppets, some of which have souls, and some have no souls, but they are all the most important things of Moria. After hearing this, everyone nodded to show that they knew what to do. Moria was furious when she heard Perona explaining her stuff to them upstairs. You traitor. Perona shuddered after saying the word. She shouldn't have told them in the first place. It's all right now, if Master Moria finds out, I'm sure I'm going to suffer. Don't worry, it's not clear whether he can continue to be his adult like this. If we defeat him, you will be free to do whatever you want. After hearing this, Lucia didn't forget to paint a cake for Perona. Others couldn't help laughing after seeing this, but they didn't stop. Brooke also accompanied him. According to the normal situation, his soul was taken back, so he should be able to leave directly. But he didn't. He felt that people like Moria should be punished. Otherwise, more souls will be captured in the future. That way everyone can't live in the sun. Think about the days he stayed in the dark swamp. It's all too scary, and he can't see such things happening again. Just follow them and complete this matter no matter what you say. And everyone saw that Brooke made up his mind and thought it didn't matter. Anyway, it was just one more person. When I went up to the third floor, I didn't find Moria's shadow, but other puppets started to creak. 177 finding his hideout. And those traps that drip from the side whenever they get close. It looked really disgusting and scary. Why does he like playing peekaboo so much? We've been here for so long and still haven't come out. What are we going to do? Zhang Jie asked impatiently. Uchiha Madara and the others, their expressions were not very good looking either. In my opinion, it's better to just smash it here. These puppets are lifeless anyway, and destroying them will not affect them. Uchiha Madara couldn't wait to speak, and when he said this, a happy smile appeared on his face. Several others felt that Uchiha Madara was a little too excited to do those things normally. That is to say, he makes a mess every time he does these things, and in the end it is other people and Zhang Jie who clean up the mess for him. But only this time, they actually agreed with his statement. The main reason is that the castle is too dark and full of traps. If one is not careful, other situations may arise. If we smash this place now, maybe there will be unexpected effects. That must not work. If you smash this place, Lord Moria will not come out. Maybe you can find a better place to hide. Although Perona doesn't like it very much, but after all, it is also a place where she lost her virginity and lived for a long time. You mean this Moria prefers to play peekaboo? Lucia asked with some doubts. Perona didn't nod, but judging by his expression, it was almost acquiescence. Then look for it. I really don't believe that we can't find where he is hiding in such a place. After Zhang Jie finished speaking, everyone split up. Lucia took Perona a piece of Uchiha Madara and walked a place by herself. Obito and Jikuyuan went to the second floor together. In this way, a few of them had a clear division of labor, and Perona, who saw all this, wanted to cry but had no tears. Can you stop pulling me? You can put me in a place. So I really betrayed Lord Moria. Perona felt that they were really disgusting. She wanted to do this kind of thing, but she still asked herself to be with them. If you really felt like you betrayed Moria, you wouldn't have told us about him before. Lucia didn't accept this at all, and Perona, who originally wanted to refute, also found that what Lucia said was very reasonable. Asking for flowers. But I didn't do it on purpose, and I didn't think about it before talking about this situation. He looked at Lucia while talking, but in the end he resigned to his fate and followed them to search here. Zhang Jie turned all over the first floor, but he was not seen, and the same was true on the third floor. The fourth and fifth floors are 2 warehouses, nothing else. 0. Moria is currently hiding in the warehouse on the first floor of the basement, and he is researching his biggest weapon. It was only close to succeeding, but unfortunately there are too few souls in it, making it difficult for this guy to operate. But now he has no choice but to let Zhang Jie find them. He really has no way to escape, so even if it takes mental power now, also activate this guy, otherwise he is really doomed. It's strange. I've searched everywhere I can, but there's nothing there. Where is he hiding? Everyone continued to meet Zhang Jie on the third floor, and frowned after hearing their news. I do know a place. At this time, everyone suddenly fell in love with Jikuyuan, who was standing aside. 178 confidence appears. Are you familiar with this place? Or how do you say it? How do you know a place? Obito asked a little puzzled, and Jikuyuan said that they did find a lot of positions, but one place was missed. There seems to be a basement here. Maybe he is hiding in the basement at this time to do research. In this way, it does make sense. After all, it's hard to say how despicable this guy is. Zhang Jie asked them to go to the basement to look for 613, while he and others took care of all the puppets upstairs. These puppets cannot be said to be normal people. They are formed from human bodies. Some people have 4 or 5 arms, and some people have 2 heads, and they can shake back and forth, which makes them feel panicky. Get rid of them early, let them go to their place earlier, and don't have to suffer like this again. Lucia looked at Perona while talking. You don't usually like to do this kind of thing. Perona shook her head quickly when she heard it, although she didn't hate these things. But I think these are disgusting, so I never participate. Of course not. I just like dolls that look better. How could I do such a disgusting thing? Looking at Perona's disgusted face, it doesn't look like she's joking. Everyone also found that Perona is completely different from Moria, although she has the idea of torturing others. But it is definitely not that kind of particularly bad person, probably because of other reasons. Okay, don't talk about this. Quickly help dismantle them all and let them be liberated. Perona didn't dare to run when she was put down, because Zhang Jie and the others were really powerful and could catch her at any time. It finally worked. Moria in the basement looked delighted when she saw the salt in her hand. At that time, he always thought that this would never come to fruition. He can't really be here. He came up and saw a few people looking for it, and he wasn't afraid at all. Seeing that Perona didn't respond, Moria thought about waiting for herself to clean up all these people before coming to settle accounts with Perona. Not only is it huge in size, but its combat power is several times that of ordinary people. Aren't you crazy? Next, I will show you that my most successful research will stop you from laughing. I will imprison all of your souls. Then Moria walked towards Zhang Jie and laughed. After all, he was betrayed, so he didn't dare to speak. Instead, he took little Ozzy directly to the third floor. After seeing this, other people said that it was outrageous. He becomes even more different. But before they could go down, Moria came up by herself. Besides, whether we can find him now does not require everyone to work together. He didn't expect the research results to come out so soon, which really impressed him. Of course, when he picked up his corpse, he showed joyful eyes, and now he has the help of the soul. Everyone looked at Ji Kuyuan with doubts on their faces, and Ji Kuyuan said that he didn't know, and he was just guessing. You never said that before. You said what the hell he was doing, but now he looks sure. This little Oz is different from the other defective products. It is a fighting machine. Seeing Moria appear, Perona subconsciously took a step back by 3.8. Others didn't know about Moria's situation, but when they found the basement, they suddenly heard a strange sound. 179 Not afraid at all. When he said this, his eyes were full of arrogance, and Zhang Jie gave him a speechless look when he heard this. He thought what he was doing after running for so long, but it turned out that he was preparing the so-called secret weapon. But isn't he too confident with his weapon and that weird-looking guy? It's not that you think that the guy you brought can deal with us. Obito asked directly. Although Uchiha Madara didn't speak, he was ready to fight anytime. When he saw the guy named Ryoma fighting against the 22nd National Fate just now, he was already eager to try. Then later you will know what is really powerful, and now let you be arrogant first, let you find your confidence. Moria was also talking here, and Zhang Jie also felt the pressure of those souls on him. Looks like this guy should have some sort of devil fruit about the soul. That's why he's so calm, but in the end it's still a little unclear. Why do you still want to escape with your ability? Zhang Jie stood up and was about to step aside to see what he had to say. As a result, Moria thought that Zhang Jie was about to run, so she stood up first to stop him. Then you really think too much. It is impossible for our captain to escape. He just thinks that you are meaningless, so he came over to take a look. He really has no other plans. Zhang Jie nodded with a smile after hearing this. He thought this guy was probably a roundworm in his heart. How about it? Whoever gets rid of this guy will eat more meat afterward. But the captain saw these disgusting things go out to eat. I feel like I can't eat much. Obito said helplessly, and Zhang Jie turned to look at the other two. Ji Kuyuan thought it didn't matter. He could do anything in battle or anything. Moria was furious when she saw how indifferent they were. Can you be normal? Don't look down on people like this. My little Liaz is very strong. The soul in his body has been transformed by me, which means that ordinary people cannot be his opponent now. He is a fighting machine in his own right, and you all want to beat him. Seeing Moria's confident look, Zhang Jie really didn't want to hit him. Not to mention him, even a guy named Little Ozzy might not be able to beat anyone who came out. But this seems to be his bottom line and confidence. Zhang Jie feels that it doesn't matter whether he tells him or not. But since you always have this expression, if you don't make it clear, I'm really a little embarrassed. Zhang Jie looked at him while talking. After hearing this, Moria didn't stay any longer but looked at Perona who was on the side. The battle hasn't started yet, so come here quickly, and I'll settle the score for you after this incident has passed. But if you insist on standing on their side, then 823 will end up like these people. Hearing this, Perona was a little scared. After all, Perona knew that Moria would absorb human souls. If you really let yourself become like those puppets, not having one's own self-awareness, that's too scary. But before Perona walked over, Lucia got a little impatient. If you have the ability, come and grab it yourself. He is the one we hold in our hands. If you have the ability, just call people back. This made Moria lose face. And Perona really wanted to cry but couldn't cry at this time, and then Lucia asked Lucia to let go of herself. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details so you don't need to sign up again. 180 Uchiha Madara plays. But Lucia acted like she didn't hear it. Are you sure you want to pass? Do you know what the consequences will be after passing? Originally, Lucia wanted to tease Perona, but seeing that Perona was about to cry, she couldn't help but speak. It's a big deal to become your defeated opponent. I have already lost now. I can no longer betray Lord Moria. Seeing Lucia like Perona didn't tease him, but little Ozzy seemed to be unable to bear it anymore. After waiting for so long from the top to the present, he rushed directly to the few of them. Zhang Jie didn't go forward, just watched here, but turned his eyes to Uchiha Madara and the others. Any one of you who wants to do it can try it. I don't think this guy is really that strong. After hearing this, little Ozzy rushed directly to Zhang Jie Uchiha Madara to block it. Let me go, Captain. I think he's more than enough. Immediately afterwards, everyone looked at Uchiha Madara, and Ji Kuyuan was also observing his fighting moves. I didn't expect all of you to be so arrogant. To deal with my little Ozzy, you have to be at the captain level to be qualified. An ordinary crew member just wants to come up, and if you don't feel happy, then you have to suffer on your own. Moria saw Uchiha Madara rushing up. He said extremely proudly, Little Uz, you're welcome, just smash him to pieces, and I'll reward you with his soul when the time comes. After Little Uz heard this, he actually turned around like a dog. Zhang Jie was a little puzzled when he saw this. He really didn't know what this thing was. How could he listen to him? Except Zhang Jie Uchiha Madara also thought the same, but he did not underestimate the enemy. Hurry up and go. This is absolutely impossible to be the opponent of Lord Moria. This little Ozzy is very strong. And he also ate the souls of many people, and his strength has long been several times that of before. Perona still felt a little cruel seeing this. If something really happens to you then, don't blame me for not reminding you. Seeing Perona's anxious look, Lucia felt for the first time that what she just did was wrong. Okay, you can say a few words less, we don't blame you. If we really lose, then it's luck, and besides, those who go to sea can't always win the battle. They yearn for a free life, but it doesn't mean they will really compromise because of this. After hearing this, Perona was really helpless, but she didn't say anything more. Here, Ji Kuyuan made a move to get rid of the puppets around him, and everyone else did the same. Just looking at this place makes him feel outrageous. It's not that this guy can't be defeated, it's impossible. Moria couldn't believe it when she saw the fight between Uchiha Madara and Little Ozzy. Staring at the front with a face of shock, I thought I was wrong. What is impossible? It's all normal, okay. It's just that you feel good about yourself and think that these things are changed outside of preparation. After hearing these words, several of them also stepped forward to deal with the puppets around them. Moria just didn't want them to just stand by, Zhao Wanghao, and watch. So I want to use my own way to solve these problems, but later found that their strength is too strong. He was not their opponent at all, so he had to stand far away. And Uchiha Madara went up and only fought this Little Ozzy for one round. He basically knew the height of this guy's strength. Captain, it's just an empty box. He's not that powerful. He looks so tall, but he's actually very weak inside. 181 shocking results. Of course Moria didn't know that they were talking about herself and she was still rampant. I'll let you guys see how powerful I am, Little Ozzy, later. Before he could control it with his hands, Little Ozzy really rushed out. It even completely exceeded his expectations. Moreover, the movements are chaotic, and there is no daily fighting method. Others can't see what this is doing. Although I used to think there must be something wrong with it. But it's definitely two different things as it stands. As he listened to his explanation, he wondered how the situation before his daughter-in-law happened. And Ji Guo Yuan 131 is fighting with Ozzy, and the two sides are evenly matched. At the beginning, Ji Kuyuan discovered the opponent's weakness and was about to attack, but Little Ozzy reacted quickly. Zhang Jie watched from the sidelines and guessed that what he just thought was true. Unlucky, this Little Ozzy has a skin, but in fact his fighting power is not weak. What should I say, is the captain going to continue to do it? Although the others didn't speak, they felt very strange just seeing this scene. Zhang Jie shook his head and said, this is not the reason why he doesn't do anything, but because he never thought of, Kai, like this before. Leave it to him to solve it. If he can't even handle this, then there is no need to continue. Zhang Jie looked at Ji Kuyuan while talking, and Ji Kuyuan naturally heard what Zhang Jie meant. He has always been eager to perform here, never daring to have other plans. Even if there is any other problem on their ship, he will be the first to solve it. So he also gave Zhang Jie a lot of ideas. The others didn't know what they were thinking. They still looked at the woman from the sidelines. Both of them were getting bored to death, originally thought that after Moria came, the war would come to an end. It was not only Zhang Jie who faced his ridicule, but even Little Ozzy who was beside him felt strange. Immediately after Ji Kuyuan rushed forward, Little Ozzy saw the opponent appearing and immediately looked for a chance to escape. The main thing is that Lucia is usually on the boat, and besides Zhang Jie, she is the most capable of doing things. Because he was directly cut in half with a knife, after other people on the boat saw this. It's just that at this moment, Little Ozzy felt that something in his body was being controlled. It's impossible for my Little Ozzy to fail, how could it be missed by you? None of them responded, but Moria was terrified. Lord Moria, don't worry, I'll come and help you later when I break free from this damn bondage. When he looked back, he found that his upper body had been separated from his lower body. Lucia is also here to observe their battle. Perona said so, and the others immediately lowered their decibels after seeing it. He is shouting here, and the souls imprisoned by him other than him have also been temporarily free. If you keep arguing, I'll find a rag to seal your mouth up later. As soon as Ji Kuyuan knew that everyone was waiting, he didn't talk too much, and before Zhang Jie could speak, he was ridiculed by Moria. I promise that it will be resolved in 3 minutes, and I will brew it later. Perona struggled while talking, trying to avoid the rope on her body, but obviously this was a bit impractical. The others just looked at the scene here and said nothing. In Perona's words, even if they really have something to do, they can only take it back. Are you kidding me? Little Ozzy, who wanted to beat me for 3 minutes, probably hasn't woken up yet. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details, so you don't need to sign up again. 182 easy finishing. After Perona saw this, she first showed a shocked expression, and then she really believed that they had this ability. Why don't you guys leave quickly? Lord Moria is angry, and the consequences will be very serious. Although Perona didn't continue to speak just now, Lucia can feel it. Perona's nature is not bad, it's just that she lives in a different place. The other things are naturally different, and Perona pouted a little aggrieved when she saw Lucia's impatient eyes. Why are you looking at me like that again? I'm just telling the truth. The others couldn't help laughing when they heard this. Lucia was the lively group on board. Others can feel it just by seeing it. Lucia is very helpless towards Perona, even a little uncomfortable. After those souls were released, they began to run around non-stop. It made everyone look very strange, coupled with the surrounding sounds, the scene was extraordinarily frightening. Then you just wait to be torn to shreds by them, and wanting to leave here is simply a dream. Moria was in a frenzy, yelling that Zhang Jie didn't take it seriously, and the country they also made preparations early. After all, no one wants to deal with this madman. Do you want to deal with me like this? Moria stepped back as she watched them rush towards her. Although the expression is not particularly obvious, everyone can see it. He seems to have gone mad. Be careful, this is not our territory after all, in case there are more traps. After Zhang Jie reminded, the remaining few people really raised their vigilance. But for Moria, everyone has a slightly uncomfortable expression. I think this guy is both shameless and shameless. Just destroy his ship later. Zhang Jie thought that if they did this, their goal would be accomplished. Brooke on the side saw the powerful Ji Guo Yuanyi, and Zhang Jie, who is always in charge of the army. He was so moved that tears welled up in his eyes, and he didn't even know what to say. Can you please wait a moment? I think there should be other creatures inside, in case they are still alive. Isn't that going too far? After hearing these words, everyone turned their heads to look at Brooke here. He hasn't spoken since the beginning of everyone's battle, but now it seems that he is preparing in time. Ask for flowers. Don't worry, I'll be back anytime. After Brooke finished speaking, he quickly left Zhang Jie to fight Moria. Originally, other people said that it was not Zhang Jie's turn, but Zhang Jie felt that the things on Moria were more interesting. Wanting to discuss it for himself, Moria took a few steps back as soon as he stepped forward, and he felt the quick killing aura from Zhang Jie. I haven't released Haki yet, you're like this, people who don't know think I'm playing tricks. Moria poured a large part of her soul into Ozzy. Now he is slowly deflated like a balloon that has been punctured. As he ran here, he was looking for the carrier, as long as he hid in it. Find a way to absorb other souls, and he can become stronger again. But Zhang Jie didn't seem to give him a chance. The moment he leaned over, he was directly slapped by Zhang Jie and fell down there. The captain is mighty. Lucia shouted to Zhang Jie and didn't speak, and Perona froze in place after seeing this and had nothing to say. Now that Moria is down, I'll give you a chance to take us to his ship. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details, so you don't need to sign up again. 183 ships defeated. Are you really going? Perona is still quite worried, mainly because Perona thinks that is the scariest place over there. Stop talking nonsense, just take it with you? In the end Perona still nodded. Anyway, now Moria has fallen. The reason why Perona has the idea of awe and fear for Moria. Before, it was because of his lack of strength, and the fact that Morla recruited Perona and had nowhere to go. Zero Li Yuzan temporarily agreed, but he didn't expect it to come, and this stay would last for such a long time. I didn't say I was going to leave halfway, or I had any other ideas or thoughts. Even helped Moria solve a lot of troublesome problems, so just thinking about Perona makes me bow my head. What's the matter? Why are you so lonely? Didn't you keep chattering just now? Is there something you are afraid of here? After hearing this, Perona quickly shook her head and said no. I just think they are very powerful, they can defeat Moria, and my goal is gone. Are you like me, Moria? He's a bad guy. You can't follow such a wicked person. Lucia probably could feel the sadness in Perona's heart. So he explained quickly, and Perona didn't say anything after hearing this, just stared straight ahead. That's where you're looking for. Just go straight there. If you need anything else, please speak again, I'll wait for you here. Immediately afterwards, several people went over and found that his boat was really scary and disgusting. The remains of dead bodies are everywhere, and there are some messy bottles and jars. Zhang Jie didn't talk nonsense and Ji Kuyuan worked together to destroy the warship. When they turned back, they found that Brooke didn't know when he would be back. A group of people followed behind him. Ji Kuyuan took a look, and thought they looked familiar. Isn't this the zombie army outside? Why are they here? Could it be that they want to fight us again? The main reason is that they can't kill them, and they look simple, but they don't actually know what they are doing. After hearing these words, he quickly shook his head and said, no, it was just that what he thought was normal at the time. It directly became Moria's puppet, so it was so embarrassing. It turned out that it was because Zhang Jie and the others helped solve the trouble, so they returned to normal. That is. After hearing this explanation, Zhang Jie also heaved a sigh of relief. Some people also remembered the previous purpose. Anyway, everyone does it for various reasons. They should have returned to the same situation as before, which is also outside of medical treatment. Thank you so much. If it weren't for you, we don't know how long this 2.0 will last. Hearing what Brooke said, Ji Kuyuan was the first to disagree and stand up. They should be the same as me. They were all taken away. Their souls are more exaggerated. They have lived here for a long time. It was only now that they remembered who they used to be. It's easy to do, and it's really an accident just for you. Captured by Moria, he lost his soul and forgot himself. So that's how it is. After hearing this, he couldn't believe it, thinking that he had read it wrong. Aren't they all dead? They have all turned into zombies. How could they not recover? Are you fooling me? You have helped me a lot. How could I lie to you? When talking about these things, tears welled up in their eyes. Many people thought of their family members. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details, so you don't need to sign up again. 184 Hold a banquet. After they heard it, they quickly waved their hands. You can't say that. Without your help, we might not know what we would have become. After all, Zhang Jie is really different in their hearts. Well, they still have a lot of food in the castle. Let's hold a banquet. After all, we're all going to go our separate ways after this time. An older person inside suggested it, but they still turned their heads to look at Zhang Jie. Obviously, although they have ideas, they will still follow Zhang Jie's arrangement, and Zhang Jie couldn't help laughing after hearing these words. He turned around and asked several other people on the side. But what he didn't expect was that Ji Kuyuan agreed. Master, anyway, our purpose is not only here, we 22 have other ideas. It's okay to have a banquet, just to experience the situation here. After Kuyuan agreed, the expressions of several other people were similar. Okay then, since you said yes, then stay. After Zhang Jie said these words, everyone was very happy. I thought they would not agree, but I didn't expect Zhang Jie to be quite easy to talk to. Speaking of banquets, there are cooks who specialize in cooking for them. It's just that after an hour of the banquet, the preparations are already in full swing. Oh my god, this is too lively, I didn't expect to talk to them here in this way. Zhang Jie didn't say anything, just waited until the person hosting the banquet came up and raised his glass to him. What's going on? I didn't see it at all at the beginning. Zhang Jie was very happy to see these fine wines in the glass. Those who were rescued were all very happy and sober. I can finally go back and be with my family, and finally I don't have to be like this now. Thank you too, Mr. Zhang Jie. Everyone toasted and had a great time singing and dancing on the spot, and Brooke also joined in it. But looking at such singing and dancing scenes, he couldn't help but think of what happened before. What's the matter with you? So happy, don't you want to be with them? Lucia walked up to Brooke and asked, because everyone was immersed in joy, and Brooke didn't seem to fit into this environment. No, it just feels like this really reminds me of things that happened a long time ago. Although I miss it very much, I can't always live with it. Brooke, who is a musician, saw them like that. Unable to hold back, he started playing the piano on the sidelines, looking gentle and generous. In fact, at the beginning, no one thought that it would become what it is now. This is also quite surprising. If possible, I definitely don't want this kind of thing to happen. The same situation is the same as what everyone thinks of 460. Come and sing and dance with us. What he means is that there is no need to worry about other problems. Brooke also joined in the fun. Before Zhang Jie could speak, he led several others to sing. The banquet was held for 3 consecutive days. Perona, who thought she had no chance, found that everyone was so lively. There is also a bit of a dilemma here. Lucia likes Perona quite a bit. Although she can be a bit awkward sometimes, she is brave enough to act. What's wrong? Is there nothing you like to eat here? Or do you prefer to go elsewhere? 185 Explain why. No, it's just that Master Moria has an accident now, and I don't know where to go. And in such a lively environment, I actually feel like crying. It's all your fault, if you didn't destroy our living environment. If you hadn't defeated Lord Moria, none of this would have changed. Hearing such cries, Lucia couldn't laugh or cry. Since the second country, they had already become one with Brooke and others. Singing for a while, drinking for a while, the expression is not to mention very proud. I told you that this wine should be drunk like this. If you add a little of this and put it in, the taste will be absolutely amazing. With Little K's introduction, they all learned a new way to drink this wine. But Brooke, I want to ask if you drink the wine and return it to your stomach. You're a hole, can you take a shit? And when you breathe the fresh air, do you feel anything wrong? Can you really say that we're here? Brooke was a little embarrassed by the voice, but said nothing. I can eat and drink water, which seems to be pretty good, so you don't have to worry about it. Here Ji Kuyuan came to Zhang Jie and asked a question. Captain Brooke, what are you going to do? Actually, he's pretty good. Zhang Jie smiled and said nothing. He knew what Guo Yuanyi was thinking. After all, the atmosphere on their ship has always been quite dignified. If Brooke was called, maybe it would be better. But he can't decide these things hastily, because no one knows what will happen in the future. Don't worry, just ask after the banquet is over. We can take Brooke with us if he wants to, and if he doesn't, that's fine. After Zhang Jie finished speaking, Ji Kuyuan nodded, while Xiao Wu and the others didn't speak. But it can also be felt that Zhang Jie has always said the same thing. He can let go, which shows that he should also appreciate Brooke. On the third day, the banquet was finally over. Zhang Jie made the others ready, after all except them. They sighed and recalled what happened before. What happened to the pirates? They yearned for a free route on the sea. There was some anticipation in Brooke's calm look, but then it darkened again. After hearing this, those ordinary people were very happy. Only Zhang, Wang Hazeo, Jie and his pirate group were left at the scene, as well as Brooke and Perona. Although Zhang Jie didn't speak, Ji Kuyuan must have agreed with him when he asked this question. These ordinary people can't mix with them pirates. I thought Zhang Jie and the others were just ordinary identities, but I didn't expect them to be pirates. Is this a joke? They are actually pirates, are they so powerful? Do you want to follow us or leave by yourself to find your world? There is an older gentleman talking here. Moria, who was defeated earlier, fled to an unknown place, and there are no other souls on it. They boarded the ship that left here. What are you going to do, Brooke? Go back earlier, the ship has already been repaired. Don't worry about other problems. But later I felt that this seemed to be no problem. They are much better than those sanctimonious marines, but you don't understand, the twists and turns are just blowing. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details so you don't need to sign up again. 186 Let's go together. What's the matter? Do you have any ideas? Seeing the change in his eyes, Ji Kuyuan still couldn't help asking. I don't seem to be of any use. Following you will probably slow you down. It would be nice for me if you guys could bring me a piece, but I don't think I can. As he spoke, he looked at Zhang Jie and the others sadly, obviously knowing that he had no chance. Since we made an invitation, we think it's okay for you to follow us. What are you talking about here again? After hearing the 780 here, Brooke was shocked at first, and then he was speechless. Mr. Captain, are you really willing to take me with you? Don't you think I'm slowing down? Zhang Jie found that Brooke seemed a little insecure. Without his permission, it is absolutely impossible for Ji Kuyuan to promise casually, but Brooke is obviously a little worried. If you really want to take me with you, then I will definitely follow you. In this sea, if we go to find our future, we will definitely protect everyone and never let you down on me. He looked at the others while talking, and finally everyone agreed. They themselves uploaded it through the invitation of Zhang Jie, and now Zhang Jie has nothing to say, so it is naturally impossible for them to refute. Now they were about to set off, and at this moment, they saw Perona standing there in a daze, not knowing what she was thinking. Or take her with you. After hearing this, Perona got excited and walked in front of them, showing a very cute look. Although it can be brought, but he has done a lot of terrible things before. Alas, what if he betrays us again? Ji Kuyuan said it on purpose, but Perona immediately bowed her head when she heard this. After all, this is beyond doubt. It is only natural for them to disagree with their own follow-up. Afterwards Perona could only bow her head lonely and go to other places. What's the matter? So you don't want to be with us? Or do you have, Kseg, some new place to go? Seeing him turn and leave, Lucia couldn't help asking. After hearing this sentence, she shook her head quickly. Actually, I have nowhere to go, but you don't seem to be planning to invite me, so I think it's okay for me to leave. After hearing this sentence, the few of them couldn't help laughing here. He thought Lucia was really cute sometimes. Then don't talk too much, let's go up together. Zhang Jie asked Xiao Wu to sail the boat, and the rest of them waited at the back. Where are we going? Probably because they stayed in the dark place for a long time, neither Brooke nor Perona could react yet. However, when the two arrived in the sun, one of them was extremely excited, while the other was indeed a little apprehensive. Brooke was almost overjoyed. He thought this situation was exactly what he was looking forward to. The big adventure he loved was realized again not long after. But the other people on board are still step by step, doing what they didn't finish before. This time I was going directly to Sabayati Archipelago, but because I came to the 3 deceitful sailboat halfway, I was delayed here. Otherwise, they are probably almost at the Sabayati Archipelago by now. After hearing this, Parrot rarely showed excited eyes. Really? Then can I go and buy beautiful clothes and dolls then? After Perona finished speaking, she took out a lot of money from her body. This is what I saved before, but since I have never had a chance to go out, I can only leave it. 187, fun on the way. How can you save so much money? Here Lucia was shocked when she saw these numbers. Previously, when Perona learned that they were willing to bring her, she was not enough to tease others and came up directly. Let them wait, went to the castle to search for a long time, brought a lot of dolls, and a big bag. I don't know what to eat. As soon as it was opened, it was all money. When Lord Moria brought those people in before, many people offered to give me their things. Although I don't know if this is true or not, everyone still feels outrageous when they hear it. Meanwhile the ship was slowly heading towards the Sabayati Archipelago. Excuse me, does anyone have coffee? Probably because of boredom, Brooke made a cup of coffee, and if others liked it, he went in and continued to make it. But the others obviously didn't like the taste of the coffee. Zhang Jie was looking at the map in his hand calmly. Let's play a game. Have you ever played this before? Perona saw that the atmosphere on the boat was a little strange, so she opened her mouth to relax. But it was a bit strange to find that everyone had the same expression and basically had no other performance. What's wrong with you guys? Weren't you all fine when I came up? Why are you unhappy now? Perona walked here while talking, wanting to ask them. But Zhang Jie said that it was probably because he was a little tired from the previous fights. Now I want to take the opportunity to take a break. Perona didn't have to worry about such things, and Perona heard it. Some grievances said that it was fine that she had no one to play with her in that castle before. Now on the pirate ship, it is still the same as before. Don't they all have some spare time to do? Only stay together when fighting. If so, then this is too boring. Why are you looking at us like that? Here Perona stared at Zhang Jie with this gaze again, and Zhang Jie certainly knew what Perona was thinking. You don't have to worry, and don't think there's anything wrong with it. After that you get used to it, and now there is still a distance to the Sabayati Archipelago, which can be dangerous. So recharge your energy before we talk. After hearing this, Perona had no choice but to nod, stopped talking and went to the side to play, asking for flowers. But on the other side, it was just talking with the puppet on the side. Lucia felt a little strange seeing this. Why did the captain talk so much to Perona? In fact, it's nothing. It's good that Perona is happy, don't worry about other problems. After hearing this, Zhang Jie sighed silently. How can it be that simple? And these things can't be solved as soon as you say. If it's just like that, it's nothing. But in some cases, that's bound to change. Here Brooke turned around and felt that everyone looked the same. I made a lot of fun things, and I came here to attract everyone's attention. Ji Kuyuan, from the indifference at the beginning, gradually accepted it later. It took several days to get to Sabayati archipelago from here, and Perona slowly got used to it. The atmosphere on the boat will play like a baby with them from time to time. Everyone went from being impatient at the beginning to accepting it instantly. I feel that when I get there, in addition to buying some beautiful clothes, I also need to buy a lot of dolls, so that no one will play with me to death. 188. Someone blocked the way. I think you're really thinking too much. Are you following us to take risks or to travel? A few of them couldn't figure out Perona's brain circuit. Obviously what they thought before was relatively normal. I didn't know what I was thinking in the back, and my expression was tense. They were also used to Perona's startled look, and they were unwilling to talk to Perona from the beginning. Perona used negative light waves to arrange his 837 and let them obey his orders. Ji Kuyuan was a little angry after being teased twice, but he didn't really do anything to Perona. Don't you think I'm good? It's impossible for ordinary people to escape from my palm. When Perona said this, her eyes fell on Zhang Jie, and she shivered instantly. Except, of course, the captain. After all, Zhang Jie had directly grabbed her spirits when he went up. He also found his hiding place. Just thinking about it is suffocating. But Zhang Jie acted as if nothing happened, as if it didn't matter. What's your expression? It was quite normal just now, why is it becoming decadent again? Perona, please stop playing. Look at what is ahead to explore the way. Lucia came out of the cabin and saw all of them here with indifferent expressions. Lucia knew that it was probably used by Perona again, because of the negative light waves. Alright. Perona felt that it was boring, so she retracted the light wave, and Ji Kuyuan felt something was wrong, so she gritted her teeth and stepped forward. If you do this again next time, don't blame me for being rude. After hearing this sentence, Perona felt aggrieved and said that it was all because of them not being with her, and she couldn't do anything by herself. Otherwise, it would have been that long ago. Besides, this is not very good. There was no problem, and they were fine. Perona was watching here, but just picked up the binoculars and found a ship coming in front of her. It seems that there is a pirate ship, but it is too far away, and they are driving very fast, so it is not clear who it is. When Perona said this, Zhang Jie also looked this way. Of course they noticed that the speeding boat stopped beside them. Who am I? It turned out to be just a few ordinary pirates, and I heard that they are still new stars. Let's forget it. Before Zhang Jie could say hello, the other pirates stood in their cabin and activated their taunting skills. Ji Kuyuan almost couldn't hold back and rushed over. Xiao felt very bad when he saw the situation, and pulled him back. What's the matter with you? Didn't I tell you not to move around? The previous lessons are not enough. The captain said that without his orders, you can't act rashly. There are too many dangers and troubles in this new world. You can't solve them casually. Facing Xiao's complaints, Ji Kuyuan stood next to Zhang Jie, but he stared viciously at him. If they say something wrong or something, he will definitely tell Zhang Jie and FK these guys. What's wrong? Are you still not happy? 0.4. Zhang Jie looked at Ji Kuyuan and said slowly. Ji Kuyuan shook his head with an aggrieved expression. The captain and the others have said so, why don't we take revenge on them? If being a pirate means being angry, then you might as well go to Marine. Hearing Ji Kuyuan's nonsense, Zhang Jie couldn't laugh or cry, but he said the time is not yet ripe. And it's not clear who the other party is. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details, so you don't need to sign up again. 189 Frightened. No matter how unclear they are, they can't look down on people like this. Although we don't say how powerful we are, we never insult others when we say it. What he said was indeed true. Their pirate group exercised in many places and met many people. Neither of them said anything else about the situation and were relatively calm. But this is the first time like this, so Zhang Jie's expression is also a little impatient. Say a few words less. As soon as Ji Kuyuan heard it, Zhang Jie got angry, so he stood aside and didn't answer. 22. Lucia stepped forward to comfort, but who knew that the other pirate group didn't care and rushed directly. Didn't you say you want to try? As soon as Ji Kuyuan heard the order, he stepped forward and used his ability. Soon, the two pirates who came over from the other side were directly pushed back into the sea. Because the action is fast, this can't help but attract the attention of the captain of the opposing pirate group. Get out of the way quickly and hand over all the supplies on the ship, so that we can let you go. After hearing this, Zhang Jie frowned. To be honest, he even met Marine. They will not be as rampant as they are, speaking to him in this tone. Obviously the other party did not recognize his position. What if not? Zhang Jie sneered and said that the other party naturally knew that there was a fierce general on board. The two pirates just now were just sent by him to explore the way, but not only did they not come back. Instead, he was knocked into the sea, which surprised him a bit, but he was also prepared. Then we can only wait to die. After all, the strong prey on the strong can speak, and the weak have no right to shout. After they finished speaking, they directly took the rope and built a bridge here. Standing on the small boat are their proud people, and the other captain has a long scar on his face. He wears a hat on his head and a cape behind him. The two people standing beside him are also very burly, and they both look like powerful people. On the other hand, Zhang Jie was tall, short, fat, and thin, and no one had a look of hatred on his face. Just standing here with Zhang Jie, Ji Kuyuan couldn't bear it anymore. Weren't you very arrogant just now? They had no choice but to pick up the crew members who fell into the sea and hurriedly drove the boat to escape in another direction. His proud crew is nothing to Zhang Jie. Captain, what are you going to do with him? Just do it directly. This guy obviously wants to toast and not eat or drink. There is no need to waste time. Why do you have this expression? He has been rampant here for a long time, and he hasn't encountered a stubble like Zhang Jie for a long time. So they knelt and confessed to them. Before he could say anything, Zhang Jie waved him to go. After seeing this situation this time, he still couldn't help being very worried, because he had never seen such a situation before. And Brooke and the others were on the sidelines, ready to strike at any moment. As a result, after a while, the captain of the pirate group found out. I thought you would be able to endure it, but now it seems that it is nothing more than that. Unexpectedly, Perona couldn't help it, and directly drove the negative elf. Even Zhang Jie didn't make a move, and the people around him directly gave his subordinates a second. This is impossible. The people of the opposing pirate group felt that the situation was not good and had nothing to do. Lucia couldn't help teasing the other party, and when she saw that it was a girl, she was ready to continue talking. They are all demon fruit power, how could they be solved casually? 653. 190 to Sabayati Archipelago. They are too timid. Ji Kuyuan looked at the fleeing ship with only a shadow left. I'm really speechless. When they came here just now, they acted provocatively, as if to show them that they were the most powerful. This is nothing. It can be said that this is normal. After all, everyone wants to show his strengths to others. After Zhang Jie finished speaking, the others nodded with a vague understanding. Captain, when will you teach me that trick? I always want to learn it. I always wanted to learn from you before, but I never had the chance. Ji Kuyuan took advantage of the gap between Zhang Jie's speech and asked. Zhang Jie shook his head and said he was not in the mood. Let's talk about it later. It won't be too late for Sabayati Archipelago to settle this matter with you. As soon as Ji Kuyuan heard this, he immediately made a face. He was trying to show it just now. It turned out that it was useless for Zhang Jie. In the end, I had no choice but to agree. The main reason is that what Zhang Jie said makes sense. If he suddenly said something else, it would definitely not work. Perona found that they were united when they were going to fight. It seems that I underestimated the capabilities of these people on this ship. The rest took their places, while Lucia looked at the nautical map. We are going to the Sabayati Archipelago soon. There are many evil pirates around, so be careful. When Lucia said these words, every Uchiha Madara from Ji Kuyuan looked over. It seems that they heard something strange, like who are the evil pirates talking about? I know that you are very powerful, and I also know that you are very evil, but the enemy may not be merciful, so you still have to pay attention when you go out. After Lucia explained this, several other people wanted to refute. But Lucia stared back fiercely. If you feel dissatisfied, you can ask the captain. This is the captain's arrangement. Zhang Jie also glanced at them, and they shrugged their shoulders without saying anything. They just thought Lucia was making a big deal out of a molehill. After all, it is unlikely that what I thought before will become a reality. But now, as they say, it seems to be normal. Finally reached the Sabayati Archipelago, around the time they landed. Many pirate ships have been parked, and there are all kinds of flags. In addition to the pirate ship, there are many merchant ships, and other messy ones. But just by looking at it, you can see that the weather here is very good. The quay is very lively, there are food, clothes, and everything. And there will be a lot of bubbles going up from the ground. It's too beautiful here. Probably girls would like it here, so when their boat docked on the shore, Perona couldn't help lying on the side of the boat. Just looking at it here, Lucy also smiled after seeing this. You haven't forgotten why we came here, have you? Lucia nodded, and the expressions of the others were the same, but Perona was the only one who was a little puzzled. What purpose? You, good money, don't need to know. What do you want to do? Zhang Jie asked Perona back. After thinking about it, he felt that he couldn't help here. And they seemed to be quite happy, so he also made a decision. I'm going to go shopping for clothes. I want to buy a lot of beautiful clothes, and for the sake of being okay with you, I will buy them for you for a while. Perona raised her head arrogantly, everyone smiled, and Zhang Jie nodded in agreement. Then I'll go first. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details, so you don't need to sign up again. 191 Lively Streets. Go early and come back early, don't stay too long. If there is a problem, send a signal in time. When Zhang Jie was about to reach Sabayati Archipelago, he popularized their signals with them. In other words, they will encounter many unexpected situations here. Avoid it in advance if you can. Others still find this a bit odd at first. But they all agreed, because they are not the only ones on this ship, and if the pirate group encountered is too strong, they may not be able to deal with it alone, and the marine may also be lurking here, so the few of them should be more careful. I see, Captain, don't worry about 493. After getting along for such a long time, Perona has been able to call her the captain, which is already handy. Brooke also thought it was very lively here, and planned to go out for a walk. The others did not stop them, and the two of them joined behind. I'm not familiar with the situation here, but I'm not unfamiliar either. After Perona got off the boat, she was very happy to see these situations, and she didn't forget to circle around while holding an umbrella. Everyone here seems to be living in their own fun. Wow, this looks so beautiful. How much is this? Perona went around, and finally saw something she liked. She bought a lot of dolls and other food. Although they didn't have to worry about eating and drinking on the boat, it was not different from what they ate before. So when seeing these familiar things, Perona is still very happy. Miss, the one you see is the latest model in our store, and the price is the most affordable. Only 1,000 Baileys. After thinking about it, Perona is really not expensive. This time I brought a lot of money out, so I definitely won't be able to use these alone. Okay, buy 5 and 7 for me. After hesitating for a while, the boss was also very straightforward and helped Lucia pack all of these. Others expressed surprise after seeing this. My god, can you eat so much after buying so much? Perona was questioned by other people when she first came out, and Perona was very upset to hear this. I can't finish eating, what's the matter with you? Just take care of yourself and stop talking about these useless nonsense. The other party didn't know what to say when they heard this. Originally, I wanted to explain that these things smell after a long time. It might not be so good, but apparently Lucia felt a little bit that they were being self-indulgent. Perona is very happy to see here and there, but she still doesn't understand the current situation above. After all, I have lived in such a dark place for so long. Bear the brunt of course, to buy delicious food, as well as those beautiful clothes. Sabayati Archipelago not only has a good living environment, but also good quality and low price. Things that appear in other countries or islands. He also sells some here, but the popularity here is also very noisy. There are marines, pirates, all kinds of things appear here. I wasn't so worried just now, but now I find that this place is really a little different. That's the only clothes you have left here. Originally, Perona felt that these beautiful clothes did meet her own standards. But after turning around, I realized that the number of these clothes is too small, which is a bit confusing. Miss, you can go to our main store to have a look, the clothes here are not all. The main store is right in front, if you want to go, I will take you there. 192 overjoyed. Really? After hearing this, Perona was very pleasantly surprised. I even thought I had heard it wrong. Of course it is true, what we pay attention to here is customer first, no matter who you are, no matter where you come from. No matter what your status is, as long as you have money, as long as you can afford these things, we will definitely serve you with the most sincere attitude. Listening to the waiter say these sincere words, Perona is also very happy. Okay then, since it's your request, take me there. The waiter nodded quickly when he heard it, found a bubble car, and drove Perona along. How did this bubble car come about? I also want to have one. The main reason is that I have bought too many things. I saw that after putting the shopping bags on these bubble cars, they floated here so lightly. This is definitely more cost-effective than carrying it yourself. After hearing this, the clerk still has a good attitude. Okay, I'll take you to buy it right away. However, if I take you to buy it, you will have to spend it with us. She didn't mind hearing this. Okay, no problem at all. The two walked forward while talking. Anyway, as it is now, this is quite strange. Zhang Jie and the others were on the boat, and they finally summed up all these situations. Since there is no problem, then it is decided. After a few people confirmed the specific situation, the rest became very smooth. Captain, where shall we meet later? Lucia remembered it when she was about to get off the boat, and then asked Zhang Jie. Naturally, we will meet when we have the opportunity, but don't worry, these are not that exaggerated. He meant that although these pirates are more evil, some are unreasonable, but it is an illegal way in this pavement archipelago. Naturally, we must pay attention, and the marine station here is very close. If something really happens, marine will come over soon. After hearing this, Zhang Jie shook his head. I said, Captain, you can go about your business with peace of mind, don't treat us like children. Who is the rising star that Marine mentioned before? Are you lying to me or what? This car can obviously be rented, but you insist on letting me buy it. If you do this, I won't buy anything from you. They didn't leave together. Zhang Jie actually wanted to know who the pirates were on this island. So Zhang Jie also told them to keep a low profile no matter what they do. Perona was led around here by the clerk, and finally bought a suitable car, but she was still a little unhappy. Besides, you guys don't make trouble here, and don't cause trouble for our pirate group. After the waiter heard this, Union shook his head and said that he didn't mean it. Perona seems to be a big customer, but she can't be offended. It is Zhang Jie who knows that they are usually very worry-free. Isn't the time I gave you free enough? No matter how you say it, we are different from what you think, so you should give us a chance to do some activities. Now he needs to explore it. 0. Otherwise he wouldn't be relieved that they would go their separate ways, but now everyone has something to buy and do. Of course, he didn't want to pay attention to what these people were doing. After hearing this, everyone nodded and said that they would definitely follow Zhang Jie's arrangement. 193 Kid Pirates. But I also thought that if I miss this opportunity, I will never meet this again next time. It's really not intentional, but I think it would be ugly to rent one in your capacity. Perona really nodded when she heard this. But you're right, but it doesn't cost much, so just buy one. In this way, the two recommended a purchase in this one, and this small half-street was almost contracted by Perona. Captain, are you really going to the front with 377? I think it's still a bit strange here, or we'd better be careful. Kid, the captain of the Kid Pirates, looked at his crew members, all of whom were terrified. If you can't stay here, go to another place, don't get in the way here. I think it's okay here, I think it's in the plan and it's in the plan. After hearing these words, they immediately lowered their heads in a grieved manner and did not speak. Why does the captain always criticize? They are just telling the truth. Besides, this Sabayati archipelago does have many dangers. I don't know what the captain is doing here, and I heard that several admirals from Marine will come here to repair. The main reason is that there will be celestial dragons here, and I feel speechless just thinking about it. Boss, don't think so much. They are probably looking at other things, and they didn't think of this level. After hearing these words, the other people also nodded, which was regarded as acquiescing to this statement. At the same time, Kid found that there were too many people gathered here. You guys can go shopping if you want, and solve the troubles by yourself. Don't talk nonsense here, babbling like a woman. After leaving this sentence, he turned around and took Kira away. Although Kira didn't speak, looking at these people was a warning to them. What do you think the captain is doing? Why is this attitude? And it sounds strange, too. I've been in a bad temper recently. One of the kid pirates spoke to another. I guess he should know about the supernova outside. And I heard that guy named Luffy is pretty good. Have we seen fewer pirates before? I don't know where the captain is going, and I really haven't drunk the wine here. After saying these words, they dispersed, and Kid took Kira around here. That's not the point. Besides, aren't these things easy for us? Kira looked at the bar 4.6 in front of him and asked. Kid walked in after hearing this. Let Marine fear, let those pirates be frightened and dare not rely on it. After that, they also nodded. It is true that they have grown a lot along the way. The two raised their feet and walked in. The waiter here quickly greeted them. I don't know if the wine in there is good or not. They found a place to sit down, and there was a lot of noise around them. It took one step at a time to get to where it is today. After the member finished speaking, the other nodded. Okay, let's go shopping first and see what the captain has planned. Let's take the lead in clearing Kira for him. If you want to drink, go buy it. What are you asking these words for? There is nothing to worry about, it will be fine to get rid of them all. Besides that Luffy, there is Zhangzhe, these are the people who stop our captain from becoming one piece. There are also many enemies encountered, but they are all settled by them. 194 Ask about the situation. Captain, you mean that guy named Zhangzhe, will they come? The two sat down and the waiter politely brought them the wine. Some food was also delivered, and after paying, the two began to discuss. I'm not sure about this, but not everyone can come to Sabayati Archipelago. Zhangzhe and his group will never miss it if they want to come and see the elegance of this place. And they're famous. Even if you really come here, it's not surprising. After hearing this, Kira nodded and ate something. Then should we keep an eye on it? Those who can enter the strength are not weak, and those around him are all strange groups. So Jira is still more worried about them. These people will have some problems. 22 and a lot of people in their pirate group are too proud. What kind of soldiers in the first room will block the water and cover it with earth? If they really have the ability to dominate one side, it is a matter of their ability. But I never admit defeat, and I don't believe that this thing is controlled by others, so don't talk nonsense. Jila didn't talk but remembered that at this time, she really thought of a lot of news about Zhangzhe, and the things they were still making a big fuss about. They all heard clearly. If it wasn't for some reason before, then it's time to find a way to solve it now. Captain, what you said is reasonable. We don't want to cause trouble, but we are not afraid of trouble. If Zhangzhe and the others really come, we have plenty of ways to deal with them. The two of them are drinking wine here, which is quite comfortable. At this time Perona walked around outside and was really tired. Finally got them to help get it all to the ship. Miss, you are mistaken, we only provide this service to help you. I didn't say I would deliver something for you. After hearing this, Perona was very angry, thinking that this guy did it on purpose. Yeah, then I bought so many things from you, it's a bit too much to not even do this. Who asked others to give him such a high chance to make money, if someone else didn't necessarily have it? This made him experience what it means to make a lot of money. But now the situation has become so tricky again. When he sent the things to the ship, he found that Zhangzhe was the only person in the 820 on the ship. And it was completely different from what he had seen before. Perona wobbled around nearby to buy enough clothes. Wouldn't it be better to do this earlier? Miss Ben doesn't have time to toss with you, and she wants to drink a glass of beautifying wine. But finally resigned. After tossing for a long time, the other party finally agreed to help escort them to the ship. I decided to buy some food to reward myself. After all, I either eat sea kings or those specific foods on board. After the waiter finished speaking, he left here quickly. After Perona finished speaking, she turned her head and left with her nostrils raised, which made the waiter here dumbfounded. Hi, may this be the Perona's boat? Perona looked at the other party while talking, and she didn't think about it that much at the time. Then if this is the case, return all these things. You said before that you can return them if you buy them. These pirates are also a bit too scary. I can't care so much, I just want to make money. After asking and confirming the situation, he put down his things and left without looking back, mainly because it was too scary. 195 Friction occurs. Kid and Kira are ready. I never thought about it that much at the time. They just don't think these are too important. I don't think anyone else can be blamed for this. After all, these are two different things now. As he spoke, he considered the problem here, and even said that he hadn't noticed it before. What's wrong with this thing? I don't think it's unreasonable, it can only be said that people think more comprehensively. Perona just came in from the outside and bumped into Kid who was going out. You don't have eyes. Perona couldn't hold back and said. Kid wanted to get angry at first, but after hearing this, his expression turned ugly. Who has no eyes? You bumped into Laozi when you came in, and now you're talking nonsense here again. Perona, who originally wanted to say something, was upset. Originally, the waiter said that it was a mess, and I felt extremely wrong. Apologize to Miss Ben quickly, or you won't even think about leaving. Because Perona got along with everyone on the boat quite normally, so seeing the two of them, she thought they were no different from the others. I completely forgot that when I disembarked before, Lucia told me that the boat was normal. But going to Sabayati Archipelago is what Jayaki Snake Shendo has. They could get him into danger and trouble, but apparently this was simply ignored by Perona. Can you say that again? Before Kid had time to speak, Xiao Xiao stood up directly. If it was someone else, they could ignore it. But he actually talked about his captain here, and the friction between the two just now. He saw it with his own eyes, so if there is any problem, just say a word, wouldn't it be fine? Why get involved in this and make it seem like this matter has to be resolved? I said it twice to quickly apologize to Miss Ben. Otherwise, don't blame me for being rude. After hearing this, Kid couldn't hold back, and was almost pulled by Keela. There is no need for the captain. This is not our territory. Be careful in everything. Immediately afterwards, the two snorted coldly, and were about to leave from this side. It turns out that this big man is a member of the Kid Pirates, and he came here to find out the whereabouts of their captain. Miss Ben has said it all. As long as you apologize to Miss Ben, this matter will be fine. We have bought all the things we want to buy outside. If there is nothing else, let's go. The others didn't hesitate when they saw this, and were just about to say something. Didn't I say everything? If you don't apologize to Miss Ben, you can never leave here. The two of them who didn't want to argue with him at first, all had ugly expressions after hearing this. I think Perona probably has a brain problem, but this is not easy to mess with. You stop, don't leave without apologizing to Miss Ben. After seeing this situation, the other guests were all moved. What on earth do you want? Perona, who was already extremely upset, became even angrier when she saw that big man. Captain, you are here, we have been looking for you, Islize, for a long time. Who knew that suddenly a big man rushed over and ran into them? Perona was almost knocked to the ground without noticing. They didn't want to make a name for themselves here. Then let's go. Where are you going? Unexpectedly, Perona was dissatisfied and directly pulled him away. After all, if it's true, it's worth it. I stayed to solve their purpose, not to waste time here. 196 Totally unreasonable. Why do you have to let people stay and apologize? Isn't this asking for trouble? How? Do you still want to apologize now? Are you sure you can take responsibility for the consequences? At this time, the corner of Kid's mouth was already showing a smile, and his attitude towards the other party was obviously extremely bad. Originally, I didn't want to cause trouble, but after thinking about it, I already moved anyway. It's not too late, just come directly. Perona looked lonely. Our pirate group has never met someone like you. We are self-righteous and feel that everything should be surrendered to you. 050. As soon as Kid finished speaking, the other people behind were curious. The main reason is that this is too outrageous now, and it is two different things from what I thought at the time. Only then did Perona realize that something was wrong and wanted to turn around and leave. Forget it, I won't apologize to you guys. Well, since that's the case, Miss Ben will be merciful and let you go. After saying these words, Perona turned her head to leave, but was stopped by the big man. If I remember correctly, you asked our captain to apologize to you just now, didn't you? Perona was a little impatient. Although she was upset, she knew what he was doing. Isn't he supposed to apologize for bumping into me? The big man showed a fierce look on his face, and there was nothing easy to talk about. Why should I apologize to you? Our captain did nothing else wrong. Besides, isn't it your fault that you hit someone? The more the brawny man talked, the more he went too far. As if these things had something to do with him before, Perona was stuck in the middle. What are you going to do? If Perona's expression was calm and impatient before, now she wants to make a move. If you don't want to do anything, apologize quickly, otherwise you will never want to leave. After seeing this, other people gathered around and said that it was inappropriate for a few of them to treat a girl like this. Who knew that the CCBD person who spoke was quickly brought down by the strong man just now. Even if the other people really wanted to come and help, they just watched from the sidelines and didn't say much. The main reason is that this is too outrageous. How could this be so good? I also know that you have a lot of opinions on this matter. But whoever likes to stop our pirate group from doing things should pay the corresponding price. When Kid said this, the expressions of the other people were very firm. Because they never thought that this thing would happen to them before. As soon as the people behind heard it, it was the pirate who immediately moved away. Although a little sympathetic to what happened to Perona, they are now more worried about their lives. After all, being involved with the pirates, they are either dead or injured, and they have nothing to do, so they did this. Little girl, why don't you apologize quickly? This pirate is not something ordinary people can afford. Originally, Perona wanted to say something, but after hearing these words, she was even more upset, so she planned to use her devil fruit ability to deal with him. Who knows that Perona's devil fruit ability has not yet been used? They were seen through by this big man at a glance, and they were taken outside, looking a bit miserable. Because Perona was directly dragged out by other people, although she wanted to watch the excitement. But it can only be far away. After all, this matter may affect me at any time. Everyone who wants to die comes together. 197 Not an opponent at all. As soon as Kid's words came out, the people behind them wanted to watch the excitement or wanted to help. They all stayed away one after another, for fear that it would bring misfortune to themselves if they got closer. The other group of people are also the same. How could they have thought that this would be like this? What are you going to do? Perona had a complicated expression in front of them. She didn't think much about it before, but now she realizes that these people are really mouths. Of course, I want to remind you, not everyone here can act so recklessly. As they said this, they looked at Perona with a little disdain. Do you know the consequences of what you do to me? Seeing that they were about to attack, Perona had no choice but to threaten here. After all, it was this trick that he was good at in that place before. Basically, it's 100 tests and 100 spirits, and I haven't encountered any major incidents since I left there. And it was basically settled by Zhangje and the others. So now I see these guys unconsciously. I am not afraid, I just feel that they are going too far. Yeah. So what exactly are you trying to express? Still, what you said before is really useful. Originally, they didn't plan to take care of it, but they really didn't expect it. This time it directly exceeded their expectations, and Kid was very upset when he saw Perona's face and expression. Several other people were also waiting on the sidelines. Their captain seldom gets mad, but now it seems that this guy has angered them. What happened? They asked Kira on the side, and Kira told what happened in the tavern. And Perona is really wronged now. Originally she went in and wanted to eat something good. As a result, before he had time to eat, he was dragged outside by these guys, and he didn't know the purpose of these people. If you can tell the truth and explain this problem clearly, then no one will pursue this matter. But if you don't make it clear, you will only be left with nothing to eat later. After hearing these words, Perona was even more dismissive. Don't threaten me here. I'm not afraid that you will come and fight if you make a big deal. As soon as Huaxin fell, the other party came up directly, and knocked Perona down to the ground with a slap, and the surrounding onlookers gasped. The same Kid and Kira are far away, but they can clearly see Perona's hands-on movements. Some people think they are too cruel. How can they do this to a girl? We don't know what it is, and when the negative ghost passes through their bodies, they squat down silently and feel guilty. Hurry up! Immediately afterwards, the negative ghosts were summoned and rushed to their bodies, asking for flowers. 0. Just as the remaining pirates were about to rush up, Perona ran to the side. Otherwise, it can't be like this, and the others didn't say anything. Suddenly he found that he had undercharged a sum of money, but he couldn't find Perona, so he hurried back to Zhangje's boat. Although it is useless at other times, this negative ghost has indeed caused harm to these pirates. What are you still doing? You guys are really too much. Don't fight with them, and don't have too much contact with them. After seeing this, other onlookers began to guess that Perona should have the ability of devil fruit. The person who helped me Perona deliver the clothes to the boat, and said what a wrong thing he did, and said that he would never do this again. Perona got up and roared. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details, so you don't need to sign up again. 198 Zhangje's gang. As a result, I happened to see Perona being bullied by them on the way there. Although the others didn't say anything, this person also felt that something was wrong. He hurried to Zhangje's boat, and then Zhangje saw this man in a hurry. He first explained that he was here to collect the money he had not paid before. There is also an explanation that Perona was bullied on the street over there, and the other party seemed to be a pirate. After hearing this, Zhangje stood up. Just at the May 13th time, Lucia and the others also came back after finishing their work. What's wrong? What are so many people doing here? Before they could talk, they talked about the situation just now. Although Perona is a newcomer and it hasn't been long since she uploaded it, she is still a member of them, and she came here just to go shopping. Lucia knows Perona very well. Although Perona is rather arrogant, she will not offend people easily. Otherwise, they wouldn't let this person come over to help, and then they hurried over. Hurry up and lead the way, these are your bonuses. The waiter hurriedly led them to the center of the street. When he heard that, Perona's face was already pale. Even if Perona has the devil fruit ability, there is no guarantee. The opponent made a move when Perona used the devil fruit ability. Therefore, the clothes that were not neat and tidy were dropped to the ground several times by them, and they were also in tatters at this time. Just when Perona felt that she should be unlucky this time, suddenly she looked up and saw Zhangje and the others approaching. It was the first time that Perona felt moved and sad. Because I am no longer under Lord Moria's subordinates. You don't need to carry everything by yourself. And then, Perona thought of the message Zhangje gave her before. Didn't you say everything? If there is a problem, I will let you signal. Why are you being bullied like this now? Lucia stepped forward to help him up, and patted the dust off Perona. The people who bully me at 2.8, have you ever greeted me? Only then did Kid realize that he had provoked Zhangje, but now that he had already done it, it was impossible to let him burrow. Perona cried on top of Lucia. Everyone has it. I don't know, I just want to go in and have a drink. He met me, so I asked him to apologize to me. Obviously this little girl provoked our captain first. And this is still completely different from the impression. I didn't expect that your majestic pirate group would actually do something to a girl, but I didn't expect you to talk about demeanor like this. The strong man who bullied Perona just now stood up again and accused Zhang Jie. He thinks that Jeking has his appearance. And Zhang Jie and the others had a wanted warrant at Marine, so they were recognized by the other party as soon as they appeared. Ji Kuyuanyi and the others are the most protective, looking at Kid and Kira with very serious expressions. And Kid finally looked directly at the group of them at this time. It was really messed up. And these things are not as easy as you think. My ship is my people. Perona briefly talked about what happened at the scene. Although the other people didn't say anything, after hearing this, they all glared at the front. Although I don't know what you are thinking, but what I want to say is it too weird to be like this now? Zhang Jie said coldly. Now you are talking about this, why should you resolve the friction between them? 199 He's angry. Otherwise, why every battle is fought by his subordinates? Moreover, his bounty is so high, and his appearance rate is very low every time, but Ji Kuyuanyi, Xiao Wu, and others around him are different. Who made you talk? Am I talking to you? Zhang Jie glared at the other party coldly. Just by releasing the conquerors, Haki made the other party tremble with fright. He was almost unable to stand anymore, and what Zhang Jie released was not only putting pressure on the opponent, but also warning him. Don't mess with people you shouldn't, don't do things you shouldn't do, but now he seems to have touched his own thunder point. It's okay, I'm not hurt, you don't have to do this. Although Perona knows that she is already in the group of 22 Zhang Jie, but when I thought about it, I was forced to keep up. Even if they are really willing to help themselves, they will be very grateful. But it can't be because he offends both sides, so Perona hastily stopped it. But it may be because the child was wronged outside, the parents came to see Zhang Jie, and he was not very happy. I have been wronged, why don't I say it? Zhang Jie stared at each other, and Kid also stood up at this time and said that their pirates were incompetent. Except for a little strange devil fruit ability, some of the others are just a joke, and now I am afraid that it will make people laugh. Zhang Jie's expression changed from calm at the beginning to anger later. He really didn't know how this guy was so self-righteous. Captain, don't be angry. I'll find a way to teach him a lesson. This is simply a self-righteous representative. He thinks he is great. 11. Here, Ji Kuyuan couldn't bear it anymore, mainly because this guy was too much. And at the end of the day it's about other people too. Perona saw that everyone was moved to tears because of what she said. Because no one has ever been so right before, no matter what I am or if I am Lord Moria, that is just another reason. Compared with the current ones, it is really a completely different matter. I think you're really thinking too much. How about we don't have your turn to criticize for a while, but since you want to play so much, then let someone play with you. As soon as Zhang Jie's voice fell, Kid started to strike directly. He really wanted to see how strong Zhang Jie was. When the others heard that Zhang Jie and they were actually that pirate group, they were so frightened that they didn't even have anyone to watch. If it was said that they heard that Kid High group was very strong, then they would like to see the follow-up. But as soon as they knew that Zhang Jie and the others were coming, they didn't want to stay here any longer. After all, it was too dangerous. Zhang Jie didn't know the purpose of these people, but now that they were all gone, he felt relieved. Although he is an evil pirate, he will never hurt innocent people. But when the other party just gathered up the trash and was about to throw it at Zhang Jie moved away instantly. The thing he threw hit the building next to him, making a bang. The boss who opened the shop over there was cursing and wondering who was so short-sighted. But after seeing the battle here, I was so scared that I hid under the table and didn't speak. Aren't you still self-righteous just now? Don't hide if you have the ability. Kid said, it seems that you are not only empty-handed, but even the most basic fighting courage is lacking. If someone like you really speaks out, he will probably be laughed out of his teeth. Zhang Jie didn't take it seriously before, but that doesn't mean he isn't angry now either. 200 No need to look directly. Yes, originally Zhang Jie didn't think about it. He thought they could solve this matter just by relying on Ji Kuyuan alone. But now it seems that the other party is a bit too self-righteous. I feel that what he said is just a joke, there is no way. The opportunity is now. If he doesn't make it clear, people will think he did it on purpose. As far as you pirate group, I really don't pay attention. Kid was annoyed by Zhang Jie's words, and was about to strike. As a result, Zhang Jie avoided the other party directly, and after hearing this and seeing Zhang Jie's performance, he couldn't help laughing again. I thought you were so powerful. It's been like this for a long time. Besides, instead of talking about these messy things here, it's better to come and be upright with me. As soon as he finished speaking, Zhang Jie came directly to Ji Kuyuan and the others. Didn't you say you wanted to give it a try? This time when the opportunity comes, you don't want to practice your hands. Xiao Wu was shocked when he heard this. He thought Zhang Jie would let others do it again this time. It's great, I've endured here for a long time. Xiao Wu got up and geared up, but the other party dismissed Bai Qi when he saw him get up. Because the two admirals who usually do it are Ji Kuyuan and Uchiha Madara, they are very powerful. The little black that came up this time is basically soy sauce. They also seldom saw Xiao Wu in the major battles. Is there no one who bullies our pirate group? Don't look at our captain looking at you with that look, he just doesn't want to talk nonsense to you. Because you guys don't deserve it, it's kind of funny right now. After hearing these words, they had nothing to say for a moment. Originally, I wanted to say something more, but now I realize that he is really powerful. Xiao singled out their entire pirate group. Lucia helped Perona aside. How? Do you have any other questions? Perona shook her head and immediately cried out, looking at Zhangzhe and the others with teary eyes. They looked very cute. No one has ever treated me like this. I thought you didn't care about me. What did I say? Since we are all on this boat, we will definitely be responsible for you, but we don't cause trouble, but we are not afraid of trouble, so don't be afraid next time you encounter this kind of situation. When talking about this, Perona was a little shy, and the others also smiled. He could only use his hands, but he discovered that Xiao's agility was already there before he even touched the opponent. That is, you regard yourself as a god tier. A truly powerful person will never be complacent. But seeing his good people getting hurt one by one, there is not even a way to do it. After Lucia finished speaking, Zhangzhe also nodded in agreement. Although it is a bit unnatural, but anyway, this is prevarication. I won't be so fierce to you in the future, I will be fine. But to be honest, they think that such an evil guy, they don't bother to be with him. The more they are afraid, the more prestige they will grow. They have indeed heard about the Kid High group before. The battle between Xiao Wu and the Kid Pirates here is very fierce. I also bought a lot of clothes for you, and they should all be sent to the ship. Of course Xiao Wu saw the astonishment in his eyes. Several other people have also said that there is no need to be afraid of problems like this one. You will pay the price for messing with our pirate group. It is even more impossible to put them in the eye, so this is the time to say such things to Perona. That is to say, his words are useless. Originally, Kid didn't intend to do anything at first. Immediately afterwards, he quickly stepped forward while the other party was not paying attention, and kicked him into the air 3 times.